All right, shalom, 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 shalom. Once again, you're not under the thumbs of the voice of your good Ak, Kahan Tazadaq, and this is your house work. So once again, this is not legal advice. I do not offer legal advice. If you need legal advice, seek a self-competent counsel, and please be advised. Everything I'm about to give you is strictly for educational, informational, entertainment purposes only. It's not to be taken as legal advice. Therefore, if you use any of this information, you fall flat on your face, it's your own fault, because I always encourage everyone to go and check out everything I say. In fact, I reiterate, don't believe me? Go and check it out for yourself. That's how we own it. This is your house work. Shalom, what's going on? I'm Joe Moore. How's everything going over there in Detroit, man? In the D. So I'm here right here. Check your spelling. Oh yeah, all right. It is what it is, man. So I'm here today. I want to show people how actually to access the website and sign up for the University of Secure Party Creditor, UOSPC. And oh yeah, okay. I see, brother. I want to teach you how to sign up. I guess the brother said I made a typo. Hey man. Once again, it's on how to sign up and make creditor moves. So I'm gonna show you how to go to the website. Henceforth, we're actually no longer gonna be doing this through the PayPal. You could do this directly from the website by going to the website. And in just a few minutes, I'll give people the opportunity to come in the room and I'll show you how to access the website, tender your payment to attend the webinar. Let me check out what you're saying here, brother. I do be putting things together really fast, man. See, what do I have here? Is it in the tagline or what? Let's see. Oh yeah, I see what it is right there. All right, so basically, people that want to sign up, when you sign up for the University of the Secure Party Creditor, let me refresh this because that should have changed now. When you sign up for the University of Secure Party Creditor, you could do so directly on the website with a credit or debit card. You actually don't need PayPal to sign up. You could do it straight from the website. And so once you tender your payment, you could pay as you go. That means week by week, or you could pay everything up front. Once you tender your payment, you're going to be sent a link automatically with the Zoom link and the password to your email. Now, keep in mind that this is in its beta stage. This will be my first time actually doing it this way. Therefore, if something goes wrong, don't get alarmed. I'm not the type of guy that will try to scam someone. That's just not in my spirit, because as thou hast done, so shall it be done unto thee, and you shall reap what you sow. So I don't put bad energy out there because I don't want to be rewarded with bad energy. Now, there has been a lot of actification occurring. People are utterly discombobulated as to how to sign up and apply for UOSPC. Now, I want to say this, man. If you truly want to change your life, if you truly want to improve your lives, because everyone that's actually emulated what I've stated, their lives has actually improved tremendously. But it won't be easy. I am not going to lie here and try to gaps your head and encourage you, yeah, go ahead and sign up. This actually is very easy. If you're looking for an easy fix, this is not for you. This requires hard work. It is difficult. Hey, Dora, we say shalom. We don't say hello. Hell is love. Hell is on a lower level of vibration. We're operating on a higher level of vibration, much higher, close to the Shemayim. Well, hell low is down by Hades. So up your level of vibration, say shalom or some universal greeting other than what Esau is actually given to us. We don't embrace that hello. But nevertheless, back to the subject matter at hand. So I can't tell you this is actually going to be easy. It will be a challenge because essentially what I'm doing, 13 years of study and research and study and burning the midnight oil that I've actually learned, I'm actually attempting to compile that into 6 months. So it's intensified studying and paying attention and applying yourself. You could just talk to the people that actually attended the classes this weekend. We went through an entire book, The Infliction of Commerce, in just 2 days. So this is intensified. And when we get to the next book, Commercial Warfare, we're actually going to have to even apply ourselves even more because the book is much thicker. That book that we went over this weekend was only 101 pages. The next book is over 200 and some odd pages. And there's a lot of information. And so what I'm doing, I'm actually starting you from the foundation so you could actually ascertain this right knowledge appropriately. But you must apply yourself. There's no other way around. You cannot half step. You cannot say, well, I'm going to attend this, I'm not going to do this. It's not going to work well for you. And so therefore, I've actually established boundaries. If you miss 4 classes, you can't attend because you're not going to do well. You're going to actually just miss too much information. And so if you didn't attend this past weekend, you've already missed 1. Irregardless to when you start, we're going to actually be too far ahead. If you start and you're going for a few weeks and then you miss a total of 4 classes, I'm actually compelled to dismiss you because there's no way you would actually be able to catch up. It's just far too much information. And so, with that being said, let me go ahead, share my screen, go to the website, and I'll show you how you could actually sign up for UOSPC. Go to the Chrome tab here. Here. Okay. So we go into the website. As you see, www.truedisciplesofchrist.org. We'll go here to the homepage. And so when you get to the website, this is what the website looks like. Let me make sure everyone could just see this. Yeah, great. Everyone can see it. So we get to the website. This is what the website looks like. You'll see this tab right here. That's the homepage. True Disciples of Christ, T-Dot. True Disciples of Christ, T-Dot. Economic Emancipators. When you make your payment, Economic Emancipators should actually come out on your statement. That's who you're actually paying, the Economic Emancipators. Why Economic Emancipators? Because there's an economical war going on and most folks are losing, which is why most folks are asking for stimulus checks. So economically, we will emancipate you and we will also liberate your thinking while that's being done. You go to this page right here, you see this is actually for members only. It requires a registration. If you haven't registered, you won't be able to get inside of this page. And so once you registered, a paying member could actually only access this page right here. So you can't access that page. So we'll go back. Can't access that page, it's members only. So we go to the More tab. Now, for those that's just seeking to become secure party creditors, you click on that tab. As you see, there's the information to become a secure party creditor. You can read that in your leisure, right? Are you sure that you have not been deceived? Okay, we don't need that right now. And once again, everyone that actually attend the UOSPC will be required to become a secure party creditor if you're not already. Now, if you could actually go here to the members only to register, or you could actually also go to the registration page where it says UOSPC registration. That's for University of Secure Party Creditor registration. And so when we go here, you have two options. You have one or two options to register. You could pay as you go. You click on book now. Once you pay, the email address that you provide will be sent a link and a password that's unique. Be certain that you don't share that with anyone, because if you share it with someone and they log in, you won't be able to log in. So you could pay as you go, as you see, per session, or you could pay up front, which essentially would have been $2,400. But as you see, for those that pay up front, a $250 discount comes off immediately. So essentially you'd be paying that $2,150. And so once you pay that, you will be able to access the private pages. So let's go back here. There's a couple more things here. There's another page that says pricing and planning. Again, you could pay here as well. As you see, you have these same two options. You can pay as you go, or you can pay everything up front. And here, of course, this is to those of you that just simply want to, no longer be a part of the world and join the true disciples of Christ. You click on join our assembly and you fill out this information, and someone will actually be in contact with you. If you fill out this information right here, you could join our mailing list right there. And if you want to join our assembly, these are the instructions that you would actually follow to join our assembly. You merely send a name, phone number, photo, and location to tazadaq@yahoo.com. And so pretty much that's it for the website registration. And now, as far as the books, you will actually need all of the books, because this is what we'll be going through. So you go to the shop page, as you see right here. I click on the More tab, the drop down, and I click on shop. So you start shopping. Now, you could get Tazadaq's books individually. This is the newest book. This book is over 700 and some odd pages. It's like a friggin' dictionary. This book right here is new. It's the revised edition of the corporation. You will actually be needing that one as well. Or you could just get all of Tazadaq's books, and you get them at a discount of $75. If you have some already, that won't work out too well for you. Or if you're not a registered member of UOSPC, then you will pay the full price for all of the books. And as we see here, here is the SPC process for students, because as we proceed along, students will learn how to become a creditor. And this is actually essentially the tuition right here. So if you do it the other way, as you see right here, the tuition is $2,400, or you could pay everything up front the other way and save. So, I mean, use your head here. And yeah, as you see, we got some apparel here, some really thick, nice quality hoodies over here. Stop being a debtor, make creditor moves. We also have that in a t-shirt and a sweatshirt. So go ahead and get yours now and show your support. And so essentially that's it as far as signing up and registering. Again, as you come in the room, go ahead and give a thumbs up. As you come in the room, go ahead and give a thumbs up. And so why would you even be interested in this? Because, and again, this is not some salacious articulation to arouse you to becoming a creditor. This is a sincere effort to not to persuade you, but to display to you that you do have an opportunity to alter your life and make your life better than it currently is in its current state. Everything that I teach is didactic. Everything that I teach is didactic. It is not wasteful. There is a motive attached to every word that I utter. Now, whether or not you can receive it, it's sort of like upon you. But please believe me, everything that I say is didactic. It's didactic. Now, there's others out there that people go to. These are some of the experiences that I've actually experienced. There's other folks out there that people go to, because they charge them less. And as fate has it, once they get their fiat, they typically never hear from those people again. And so now they're stuck with documents that they're not even certain whether or not that they went through. And to make matters worse, they don't understand, they do not comprehend what being a secured party creditor is. They merely just file documents. They do not know how to deal with a commercial presentment. They do not know how to stand effectively as a man. They are far from creditors. They are essentially debtors that actually file documents that they have no clue what these documents are actually stating. How do I know that they're debtors? Am I insulting them? Au contraire. I know that they're debtors because they conduct themselves from a debtor's capacity because they love polemics. They love the art of disputations. Creditors do not argue. Creditors always create harmony in this situation. A creditor brings harmony to the situations. A creditor does not argue. A debtor will always engage in polemics or he'll go silent like a 3-year-old. Both of those doors are dishonor. To argue is dishonor, and acquiescence, which is silence, is also dishonor. And if you go in any sort of venue, if you're involved in any sort of commercial transaction and you go through the argument door, or if you go through the silence door, which is acquiescence, you will lose. You pay the fine, and if you can't afford to pay it, they take your corpus and they throw it in the box. Why? Because you took it into dishonor. And that is the status of a debtor. This is what debtors do. As are most folks that come on my channel, they love the art of disputation. Why? Because systematically, they've been deprogrammed to suffer from aphasia. It's called aphasia. They've totally lost the ability to clearly comprehend words from the legal sense of the word, from the etymology of the word. They've only been taught to articulate themselves in colloquial speech and common parlance. But from a legal sense, they have no standing. They are minors. They are like infants. You say, oh, Tazadaq, that's ridiculous. I have a PhD. Yeah, you are a PhD with for operating from an infant capacity. You're minor. Children cannot go in court and defend themselves. Why? Because they are minors and they are rendered incompetent to handle their own affairs. So a adult must handle their affairs for them. Knowing thus, let's look at the parallel. You being an adult is rendered a child, a minor, a infant. What is the proof of that? Accusatory statement, Tazadaq. It's not an accusatory statement. It's merely the truth. And you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you mad. Then, once your anger subsides, if should it may be, then it will make you free. So, the proof is as thus. When you go into a courtroom and you're coming from the capacity of a defendant, the court automatically appoints you an attorney, which is a representative to speak for you. Why? Because the court has actually already deemed you too incompetent to speak for yourself. You are a ward of the court. Why are you a ward of the court? Because essentially you was already made a ward of the state. When was you made a ward of the state? When was you made a... Hey, you could do it next week, Dora. When was you made a ward of the state? You was made a ward of the state slightly after your birth. You know, when your mother informed on you. Your mom is listed on the live record of birth as an informant. You know, a snitch, right? Don't blame your mother. She didn't know any better. It's called aphasia. I told you, you can't blame your mother. She didn't know any better. She had no damn clue what was going on. And if you try and tell her otherwise, she will want to fight you to remain on the mental plantation behind the facade of freedom. See, there's a mental plantation that exists within your mind known as the matrix. And they hide this mental plantation behind the guise of freedom. But when you pull the curtains back and the costumes come off, you'll see that you're really not free at all. But when you pull the curtains back, you don't see immediately. You have to go down the rabbit hole to be able to see. And the deeper you go, the more that you realize that you've been duped. That you've been duped. You said the second link is an error. You can go to the website and do it that way. There's probably something broken there. So mother informed on you. And once mother informed on you, there was someone that came in from the Social Security Administration when mom was still a little discombobulated from the epidural that she took or whatever other medication that they gave her. They didn't want her to have the baby naturally. In fact, they have her to have the baby against the laws of gravity. They told her to lay on her back and spread her legs when she should have been sitting upright, going with the law of gravity. But that's an entire different story. But nevertheless, shortly after mom delivered the baby, which was actually in water, right? The baby, essentially, as soon as it came down the birth canal, right? You see how the ship goes down the canal when it's flowing on the water? When the ship is flowing on the water, what is that? That is that the current is pushing it. The current is a flow of energy. And so this current is from which they get currency, this energy. So the ship flows in, and when the ship is birthed, the ship goes into the dock. They drop an anchor, and they tie the ship to the dock. When mom goes in, When mom's giving birth, just like the ship, when the ship gives birth, the ship goes into the dock, and the admiral comes off with a certificate of manifest, because they need to know everything that's on that ship, all the commodities that's on that ship. So it is with the mother and her baby. Mom goes in, she's already informed the de facto state that, hey, I have a commodity for you. I am going to sign them over to you when I sign this live record of birth. So she goes in when her water breaks, just like the water from the ship, her water breaks, she goes into the dock. Why? She has a delivery, just like the ship that's at sea. Maritime laws, right? They start using maritime laws on us, just like those laws of the ship, right? Baby comes in, she goes to the dock, her water breaks, she goes into the dock. She delivers a commodity in the delivery room, right? So what does the doc do? The doc sends someone in for a certificate of manifest. They call it a live record of birth. It's the same thing as the certificate of manifest that comes off of the ship. Understand what I'm talking about? And so mom signs it. Now they all say, oh, you may as well go ahead and apply for the Social Security right now also. So she just signed her son or her daughter over, and immediately they're no longer looked upon as a son or a daughter. They became a fiction. And the name of that fiction is a child. A child is the fiction. All of you that's undergoing these child support cases and so on and so forth, when you use words like child, parent, those are fictions. You just catered to the system. You just gave them jurisdiction over you without even knowing it. Why? Because of aphasia. Because of aphasia. So the birth certificate, the live record of birth is sent over to the Department of Vital Statistics. Your son or your daughter just became a statistic, a child. And from there, they take bond paper. Why bond paper, Tazadaq? Because they turn your son or daughter into a damn commodity and they put them on the stock market. So they print it up on bond paper and they created a name that sounds like the name that you gave your son or your daughter, but it's not the name. And then they take that. Once they get it on the bond paper, they create the birth certificate that's sent over to the Department of Commerce. And from there, they became a commodity. And they're on the stock market now. You know, their share. This goes back to Edward Mandell House and President Woodrow Wilson. Edward Mandell House was Woodrow Wilson's handler. What, you thought the Illuminati just started? The Banksters are the Illuminati. Edward Mandell House, it was him that deemed the term biological property. He said very soon, we will get everyone to register their biological property, meaning your children. This is all with the birth certificate. You're registering them as your biological property. And registration, from the legal sense of the word, does not mean what you think it means. It means to surrender ownership. You understand? To surrender title. When you register anything in law, you surrender title. Do you understand? So why are you getting angry? Why are you getting so upset? When you discipline your son or your daughter and the state comes and they take your children, you sign them over at birth, shortly after birth. Oh, I know. You must feel like a dodo bird. Hey, man, it's not just you that's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Can't blame yourself. It's the miseducation system. But this is real. I know many of you think this, again, as you come in the room, go ahead and give a thumbs up. I know many of you think this is made up. This is not made up, man. This is real. And you know what? I dare you to go and check it out for yourselves. I dare you to go and check it out for yourselves. This is real, man. What do you think is, you ever wonder why the harder you work, the less you seem to have? The more you try to work, the less you have, the more they take away from you. It's a fiat currency, man. What if I told you when you go to work, you're paying yourself? What if I told you when you go to work that you're being paid from your Treasury Direct account? What if I told you that there was no money? What if I told you that in 1933, in the House Joint Resolution 192, all money was taken out of circulation, which is gold and silver? What if I told you that they finished taking the remainder of silver out of circulation around 1968? And what if I told you that the things that you have in your pocket, those green and white bills with those dead presidents on them, are evidence of a debt? Federal Reserve notes. A note. What if I told you in modern money mechanics that money does not embrace notes? Don't believe me? Go and check it out for yourself. It's a manual called Modern Money Mechanics. Important parts of that manual, it says money does not embrace notes. A note is the evidence of a debt. A Federal Reserve note is an IOU. Do you understand? Do you understand? It's an IOU. Oh, now it's starting to make sense. So do you mean, Tazadaq, if I go and I buy a car with Federal Reserve notes, since I'm not really paying it, I'm using a debt to try and pay a debt? Is that why I still pay property taxes? Con means yes, by the way, and Lashawam Hakadash. So Tazadaq, you mean to say this is why if I go 35 years and I'm paying off my home, and then at the end of 35 years, that's true, I finally paid it off, they're not going to pay annual property taxes for thousands of dollars? Con, because you're using Federal Reserve notes thinking you're paying a debt. You can't pay a debt with a debt. They deprive the people of their ability to own anything when they transform all people into being citizens. That came about with the 14th Amendment. The 14th Amendment was one of the first times that the word citizen was actually ever used. Why? Because they created a new type of citizen. That's when you so-called white people, they made you black slaves. You know, like the black slaves that was on the plantation? I'm telling you, man, these banksters, hey, man, it was a brilliant plan. They offered you a benefit. When you take the benefits, then you're subject to what those that provided you the benefits wants you to do. It's kind of like a stimulus check. You accept the stimulus check, you could definitely anticipate inflation going way up. There's always latches attached. Do you understand? He's tells Doc Roger that, man. Just give me the stimulus check. Yeah. And so don't get upset when things go from bad to worse. Don't get upset. This is how it is in a democracy. Got a question for all of you. Everyone's here. I know most of you have actually probably never read the Constitution. And if so, you've never heard it since grammar school or perhaps middle or high school. Unless you, of course, you're studying law and you study the constitutional law, right? But where is it in the Constitution that we're supposed to have a democratic form of government? It's not there. It's not there. So every time that I see Biden, Obama, Harris, and all these people come out, Clinton, what I see is entities that's warring against the Constitution of the Republic. This country was a republic. See, because of aphasia, mostly you don't realize the damage, the injury that's actually been done to the people. Every single one of us has been injured. This is why the Most High sent me as the deprogram enlightener. Because in order to reach you, I first have to deprogram you. And that's hard, man. That is exceedingly difficult to deprogram you because you consistently attempt to lash out and fight and attack the very one that's attempting to liberate your thinking. Do you realize that you're fighting to remain on a plantation? The plantation is within your mind. And they created an altered ego within you, and right in front of you, 3 feet, there's a fight waiting. There's a fight waiting because of your belief system. And your belief system is manipulated by cognitive dissonance. Your belief system may not even be something that's from your own accord. It's usually not. It's from something that you've been indoctrinated with in the public food system, from your parents and from your peers. And so you formed a belief. Doesn't necessarily make it true. But here's the catch. Your belief is governed by cognitive dissonance. What is cognitive dissonance? Cognitive dissonance is this feeling that one experiences when anything tries to get into their cerebral cortex and challenges or conflicts with their belief. If it makes them feel uncomfortable because of cognitive dissonance, even if this new information is the truth, you will reject it and you will remain and sustain the lie. And this is how it is with 99% of the population. And this is why you don't change. And this is why you fell. You have a minute 1% of banksters that's controlling the entire globe because of cognitive dissonance. They programmed you. I know it hurts. I know you don't want to accept this, but you do not realize how deep the programming goes. Some of you want to believe what I'm saying right now. And for the moment, it gives you this feel-good feeling. But then as soon as the stream is over, you go back to the old you. Even if you accept it, your programming is so damn deep. You ever watched the movie The Manchurian Candidate? Go and watch it if you haven't watched it. The old one that has Frank Sinatra in it. The one that's in black and white. Not the one by Denzel. Go and watch the original one. That's MK Ultra. This is how you're programmed. COINTELPRO. What about MK Ultra? You're programmed. There's all sorts of programming that you're so distracted that you don't have time to really think. They keep you on social media. Distracted. Every time you get a like on social media, it releases dopamine in your brain. So you want another like. So you got out women going damn near half naked. And now they're only getting about 19, 20 likes. She damn near getting naked for some damn thumbs up. What the hell's wrong with you, man? Can't you see that you're on a degenerate level, that you're operating from a lower form of vibration? Common damn sense should tell you when Adam and Eve was in the garden, and once they came into the knowledge of good and evil, once they realized that they naked, civilized people put clothes on themselves. But our women are coming out of their damn clothes. The women on this earth are coming out of their damn clothes because you're uncivilized. And you don't even realize that that's a part of Marxism. Why are you doing this? One of the 10 planks to destroy the family. It makes you think that you're liberated, but you don't realize that you are a program that's been written by the mind manipulators. You are a victim of subliminal perception. You are a victim of psychological engineering, and you don't even realize it. And you're angry with me right now. Have I therefore become your enemy? Because I tell you the truth. Which one of my good deeds do you stone me for, Baran? Which one of my good deeds do you stone me for? I'm just telling the truth, man. And people don't like the truth because it makes you feel uncomfortable. And that's what cognitive dissonance is. Once you feel uncomfortable, even if you've been living a lie your entire life, you reject the truth and you sustain the lie. You remain deaf, dumb, and blind, slaves of a mental death and power. And like I say, 3 feet in front of you, Master Carefoot. 3 feet in front of you, Master Curefoot, there's a fight waiting for you. And I don't mean the outside forces. Yeah, you're going to have the naysayers. You're going to have the naysayers that's always trying to put you down and talk you out of something. You know why? Because they don't want to be left down there by themselves, alone. See, those are the weeds in life, and they're going to always try to pull you down mentally and physically. Oh, man, you think you're better than us right now. You can't listen to that, man. You're going to have to extirpate many people from out of your life. Understand? You know what I'm talking about? You're going to have to extirpate these people. But then the greatest enemy that you're ever going to have to face, I had to face this enemy, man, is your Satan of self. 3 feet in front of you, there's always a fight waiting to occur. When you're trying to do something different, there's that voice, that inner voice that's going to whisper to you, you can't do that. You can't do that. You ain't nothing. You're a loser. That's the inner voice talking to you. Man, you can't do that. I mean, this is too hard for you. You see what I'm saying? So because every time you try to soar, the old you, the one that you're trying to overcome, will come back and whisper things to you to discourage you. And that's your Satan of self. That's your altered ego. I call it the mental police. You know, like how when you out speeding, right? You driving down the freeway, speed limit says 75. You running 95. You running 100. All of a sudden, boom, red lights. Woo, 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 woo. Pull it over. You pull over. Let me see some ID, driver's license, registration, sometimes insurance. They out there policing. You understand? Why? Because you signed a heating contract. And you believe that when they pull you over, this applies to you. Because you don't realize what an adhesion contract is. That was an unrevealed contract. Is it really enforceable if you consent? What if you don't consent? Was there full disclosure when you signed the driver's license? Au contraire. So then does it really apply to you if it's an unrevealed contract, meaning hidden? What are one of the principles of a contract? The requirement. It has to be full disclosure. It has to be a meeting of the minds. You understand what I'm talking about? So I contend that if you really know the law, I mean the contract, I mean the law, then you could win. Contract is law and law is contract. Why? Because since the 1950s, the Uniform Commercial Code became the law of the land. Pennsylvania was the first state to embrace it. New Orleans was the last state to embrace it. Now the UCC, it's all around the world. That is the New World Order. That is the New World Order. Every country has it, unless it's some backwoods third world country that doesn't have a government yet. Otherwise, everyone is actually under the Uniform Commercial Code. It's all about contracts. And so knowing thus, you need to really know contracts. And that's what UOSPC is all about. It's teaching you contract law because contract is law. Always argue the contract, but never get involved in arguments. What is the difference, Tazadaq? They mean the same thing. Au contraire. To argue is Latin for to make clear. An argument is polemics, is disputation, and that's what attorneys do. And that is do it too, and you're going to lose because it puts you in dishonor. You never argue. You always bring harmony to the situation. Scripture said like this: I agree with thy adversary quickly while thou art in the way. Understand what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? So this is why contracts are important. And if you knew this, you would feel much more comfortable. And you would say, hey, man, why am I going into a 9 to 5 when I'm paying myself? Now, what if I told you that the job, the just over broke, because you're just over broke. If you're working on a job, you're going to never be as wealthy as you want to be. You're making the other man's wealthy, and you're paying for his children to go to college. And you're paying for his lavish lifestyle. They're not teaching you to be free. They're not teaching you to be producers. Tazadaq teaches you to be a producer, not a consumer. They teach you to be consumers. They teach you to go to college, get an education, spend $40,000 in debt, 50, 100,000, sometimes 200,000. Harvard, Yale, Princeton. You come out 200 and some damn $100,000 in debt, and then you go and buy a $500,000 home or $1 million home, and oh yeah, you got to have that Benz to go with it. So you're in debt for the rest of your life, and you're angry, and you're in a rat race, right? You're in a rat race. You could be a doctor or what the hell ever. You're still in a rat race. Many doctors don't know how to budget. They don't know the difference between an asset and a liability. They've never been taught these things. They don't teach you this, and they purposely do not teach you it, because if so, the system would implode. If everyone knew this, then the system would implode overnight. What if people knew that the only reason that they have what they refer to as money in existence so they can control the people? If there was no money, how would they control you? How would they lock people up for child support? How would they lock you up for anything if there's no money? Because according to 27 CFR 72.11, all crimes are commercial. So that means even if you murder someone, you're not going to jail because you murdered them. You're going to jail because you took one of the commodities out of society. And now, since you took that life, we're going to sit you over in a box, and we're going to make you work, and we're going to bind you. That's what it's all about, folks. And that sounds harsh, but this is real, man. This is real life, man. Go and check out everything that I'm saying, man. Go and check out everything that I'm saying, man. I know people, right? Check this out, right? I know people that went to so-called Ivy League schools, right? Harvard, Yale, Princeton. Best of the best, right? And they're in debt. And they're in debt, and I'm not. They're in debt. And you know what? They're going to be in debt for the remainder of their lives. Many of you are in debt. That's how they keep you in a rat race. This is how they're able to control you. And if you don't wake up, it will destroy you. That's how they keep you in a rat race. Oh, yeah, you get a promotion, get promoted. But what have you been taught to do when you get promoted? You go out and you get more in debt. You don't try to use that to make an investment in an asset. You go out and you get another liability. You go and buy a damn house. That's a liability, man. It tells out, I'm going to sell it. It's still a liability. You got to keep putting money into it. Asset brings money into you, man. Is that house bringing money into you? Now, if you're just living in it, that's an emotional thing. Oh, yeah, I got a home. And yeah, and you're 70 years old, and you're standing at Walmart, and we see you like this. You're on a chain, and your hand's shaking like that. You can hardly stand. And sometimes they have an air tank on. I'm not making mockery, but it's a damn shame how this system is. That shows you that the damn banksters don't give a damn about no one. You got a man or woman that's been working their entire life. Now they got to go stand as a damn greeter in Walmart just so they don't get a foreclosure. And they end up foreclosing on them anyways. Yeah, it's not really funny, William. It's not funny, man. This is going on. You see it every day, man. You go in Walmart, man. You see the greeters there, man. Some of these people are really old, man. I seen an elderly gentleman with a damn air tank on, man, with oxygen. What did this world come to, man? What does this world come to, man? Yeah. It's like a proverbial frog, right? In a pot of water. They slowly been turning things up. Things are getting worse. They're not getting better. It's getting worse. Look at the control mechanism. It's getting worse. They're making you wear masks. They call it government. Govern yourselves or it will be done for you. That's what they're doing. Since you don't want to govern yourselves, they're doing it for you. They tell you, hey, well, you need a permit or license to get arms. Is that what the Constitution says? It's a question. Why am I asking you questions? Because he that is asking is as king. He that is asking is as the king. The king is the authority. Is that correct? You walk around here calling, I'm a king. I'm a black queen. What in the hell is your queendom? Who in the hell are you ruling? What do you have? Where's your assets? You're a queen, huh? Oh, I'm a goddess. Yeah, you're a queen. You're the damn queen of heaven. Semiramis. That's witchcraft. You understand? You know what I'm talking about? Be careful of the words that you utter out of your mouth and the words that you write down. Because every time you utter a word, you're casting spells. Every time you're spelling, you need to know what they mean because you're casting spells. And I pray that the energy that you're putting forth is positive and not negative. Do you understand? Do you understand? That's what it is, man. So it all comes to this, man. So let me give you a brief something, right? So let's say, let me show you how most people don't know who they are, right? You people going to court, right? And I'll show you how people could have actually. There's a lot of people that's locked up unless they totally get railroaded, like they do someone. See, someone with a mind like mine, they don't like me, man. I'm considered to be dangerous because I'm trying to live in the people. I don't have to do this, man. I'm doing this because I love you. You understand? I'm trying to take my mind and put it in the people so that I can live forever. Because, hey, man, they don't want me out here in this society. They don't want anyone that's awoke to be in this damn society. Oh, man, you see, Jordan the other night, Jordan scored 66. There's nothing wrong with that. Hey, man, you see the way Kobe slammed that ball? Kobe's a bad boy. Nothing wrong with that, huh? They like that. They love it. Man, you see the way that brother run that football through the upright? They love it. They love that. He's a bad guy, huh? But don't be a thinker, right? It's okay if you're in sport and play. You could be in the ring getting the damn hell beat out of you. You punching each other in the damn face. Yeah, Tyson, huh? Like Tyson in his prime. They love that. But don't be a thinker. Don't be able to wake the sleeping giant in the people, because then you become dangerous and then you will be dealt with. So you got to have a heart of a lion to do what I do, man. You got to have a heart of a lion to do what I do, man. Right, Dora. They keep us distracted. That's the whole thing. They keep you distracted with work, keep you distracted with sports, and now social media and all these damn video games. You got grown-ass men, man. They're sitting down with their stepsons and sons and playing damn video games all damn day and wonder why his wife lost interest in it. He's sitting there. He's addicted to damn video games. That's a little boy trapped inside of a grown man's temple. He grew up physically, but he never grew up mentally nor spiritually. You understand? Never. He's never done it. So you got brothers. You got brothers and sisters right now that locked up and they volunteer to go to jail. Tell us, what do you mean they volunteer to go? Because everything is contractual, right? Don't you know even when they're reading you a sentence, you can conditionally accept that? From this, if you don't take anything else from this stream right here, take this. Conditionally accept everything. Because not 99% of the time, I don't like what they have to offer me. So 99% of the times for me, it is a conditional acceptance. What is a conditional acceptance? A conditional acceptance takes away all arguments, right? If there's no argument, there's nothing to adjudicate, which means there's no reason to ever go into a court if you conditionally accept things. You know what you do? And I say this to people, but they really don't get it. Oh, Yahweh, would that they receive it. They don't get it. They want to argue. You see Moors. They jump out of the car. Yeah, I'm a Moor. Why not conditionally accept it? Why are you arguing? Why you don't be confrontational? Take away the argument. Agree with that adversary quickly while thou art in the way. Take away the argument. And don't go silent whatever you do. Don't go silent. Because silence is acquiescence. And silence is agreement. Matthew 5:25 says, agree with that adversary. An adversary is like a foe. Quickly. This means you agree with the constable on patrol while you're on the side of the highway, while thou art in the way. Least at any time, the adversary deliver thee to the judge. He's going to lock you up because you got confrontational or you didn't say anything. You went silent. Both of those are dishonor. So he takes you to jail. What are you doing in jail? You're, all right, I don't belong here. You're arguing. He takes you before the black robe. And the black robe delivers you to the bailiff. And the bailiff throw you back in the box for a sentence. You're cast into prison. Why? Because you wanted to argue. You was a hothead. You didn't want to listen. So it's either agreement or you conditionally accept it. That way you stay in honor. You take away all disputes. There is nothing to adjudicate. Debtors argue. Creditors don't argue. Creditors make creditor moves. Hashtag Tazadaq creditor moves. We're doing it big over here. If you go and you look at some of the videos, you can see the people that got remedy. But those are only the people that really applied themselves and took this seriously. Some people, there's a lot of people that they have a criminal mindset. They're criminal minded. So they want to use this for criminal purposes. I can't assist those kind of people. I'm a just man. And the rule is not moving through those people. I can't help them. Hey, 2K, 2021 boys. You could sit off and settle the matter in court if you're good enough, but why go to court? Why go into one of their colorable venues if you don't have to? Most people, they get nervous when they go in there and they screw up. I know people that I taught mantras and they get in court, they freeze up and the robe throw the book at them because a robe, especially if you get a high level robe, they don't know how to deal with a high level robe. They may know how to deal with some of these novice briefcases because these briefcases, they really don't know law. They know procedure. They know procedure. Who are you anyways? 20,000, 2021 boys. Who are you? What is with that dollar sign? 2021 boys. Who are you? What a question for you, 2021 boys. Who are you? I'm going to invite you in the room, man. 2021 boys, come on in the room, man. Come on up. Click on that link and come on in. Come on in, man. Who are you? Where do you live? And what's your country? Come on in the room. Click on that link right there, 2021 boys. Come on in. Hey, was that Dora? Matucci, 2 to 4 year felons for carrying my cousin's children. I owe you big time. Come on in and tell them about it then, Dora. Click the link and come on in the room, Dora. A lot of people, they get remedy, but they never give any kind of testimony. So come on in and give a testimony, Dora. So let's say, let me give you a hypothetical situation, right? This is what I call a mantra, and this is what I teach people at UOSPC, University of Secure Party Creditor. Again, if you have not registered for it, go ahead and click the link below and register for it. Register for it now. You click the link below the video, go and register. Someone told me that one of the links weren't working, so let me have a look at it. So I'm waiting for you guys to go ahead and come in. Come in from a stream. You could come in from a StreamYard, it's like a Google browser or a Safari browser. So let me look at this, what they said not working. I'm waiting for you, brother. And go ahead and thumbs up, man. We got a lot of people here, but we don't have a lot of thumbs up. So go ahead and give a thumbs up. Thumbs up as you come in. Well, that link's working. That link's working. So which link is not working? They're all working. I'll post them here again. Go ahead and give a thumbs up as you come in the room. If there anyone in the room that hasn't given a thumbs up, go ahead and do your due diligence. Give a thumbs up. Stop behaving like a debtor. That's what debtors do, man. Negative energy. All right, Dora. I'm waiting for you to come in. And 2021. I'm waiting for you to come in. What's taking you so long? Just click on the browser and come on in. I'll put these links in the room again, man. For those that really want to sign up and learn the real truth. Okay. You just click on this link. I'm gonna post the link again right now, Dora. And 2021. What are you waiting for? You talking a lot in the chat. You see this link via Dora by that name that says Deprogramming Lightener, Economic Emancipator, a Tazadaq TV, Creditor Moves. You could click on any of those and go ahead and come on in. And that would get you in the room. But you got to come in from a Chrome browser or a Safari browser if you're on a MacBook. Outlaw, what's going on, man? Let's get the thumbs up, man. What's going on, Outlaw? So let's go ahead and get the thumbs up. Oh, someone just booked. Oh, Dora did. So Dora, I just saw you sign up for the course. So let me ask you, Dora, did you get an email? So when you just paid for that, did you get an email? You should have received an email with a link and password. All right, so let me give you a mantra real quick. Let's say you have to go into a venue, a court, right? So, and the robe says who is, let's say it's Tazadaq. All rise. He walks in, all rise. Why is he saying all rise? Because he's trying to get the living souls to take the place of the dead people. The dead people are dead. So now he's trying to get you to rise in place of the dead thing, the straw man, the corporate fiction, sesticate trust, whatever you want to call it, right? So if you stand up, you automatically just gave the court jurisdiction, right? I don't rise to anyone because I only rise and bow to my creator. So he gets to the name game. Now he's the issues of law are threefold. First, it should be status. You establish your status and you establish the status of everyone in the court. If you get past that, then you get to jurisdiction. Does the court have jurisdiction over the subject matter? And does the court has personam jurisdiction, meaning jurisdiction over the person? If not, they can't proceed unless you consent. And unfortunately, most people continue to consent, right? So then you're supposed to get to adjudication. But this is the first thing that the judge does. He adjudicates you. Mr. Tazadaq Shah. Yeah, hey, Carefoot, come on in here, Carefoot. Nobody else wants to come in here, Carefoot. Well, they can't figure out how to come in here. Come on in here, Carefoot. Yeah, but you paid. So once you register, you still should get an email, Dora. You should have been sent an email between now and Saturday. If you're not sent an email, let me see. Check out the new. Click here, manage your bookings. Price. Right. I'll see how that goes. Now, whoever this asked me, what am I willing to barter services? No. Oh, so there's Dora right there. Am I willing to barter the services? No, but I can't. I don't know anything that you would actually have that I would actually want. Whoever sent me that email.
Can I give my testimony?
Yeah, go ahead, Jar. Go ahead.
All right.
By all means.
I don't know who can see me.
Yeah, everyone can see you. Everyone can see you.
Okay, so there's like 55 of us here. And I want to share with you that Joe Moore, who has been following you for a very long time.
Yeah. He's been to a few of my seminars.
He's a dear family friend. And he knows who I am, knows who my family is. And what happened was, I have one biological child. And I took in my cousin's 2 children from the foster care system. So I got myself into a contract. I've been living this way. I got a driver's license, registration, the whole 9 with the government. But I got into this contract with them under the guise of adoption foster care. And what they said to me was, when I was adopting my cousin's children, they would allow me to have Medicaid for my children's health. And I said, you know what? I'm not certain if I could always afford that. So yes, I want that, as well as their stipend to take care of them, right? Mm-hmm. Well, what happened was in 2015, I seen that there were severe mental health conditions, behaviors that I couldn't control in my home. Nothing like my biological daughter, but I needed assistance for the state to help me. In 2015, I went to them and I said, please help me. I'm seeing behaviors of dogs being harmed, fires being started, which are behaviors of children that have had severe trauma, which is called reactive attachment disorder. Long story short, I'm in a contract with these people. They will not honor nor give them medical services. Joey said, Dora, you need to talk to Tazadaq. You need what you're going through. I know your heart. I know you're pure. I know what you're doing is taking care of people, and you've given 15 years of your life towards these children. You need to talk to them. I want to tell your viewers that
I remember you now. I remember you now. I remember you now.
Yes.
I remember you ordering a book. I remember now.
Hell yeah. And what they did to me, this is our government under Department of Health and Human Services has all of these programs to help you help them. And what happened was, they have a program under Department of Health and Human Services in Michigan, which is Family First under CPS and all that great stuff. And I couldn't get the mental health help. I was willing to take care of my family. I'd take them anywhere they needed to go for help. And what they did was take a college educated person who has a bachelor's degree in nonprofit sector studies, put me on a register of harming people, make me drive 200 miles this way to see one of my kids that I committed to, 200 miles that way to a kid I committed to, and under the Medicaid provider manual. Most people, my cousin, these are my cousin's children, Tazadaq, he could never research and do what I did. I went up against my county's corporate council. I'm fighting against corporate council educated law attorneys. And I won. And what they had to do was put my son in a facility and fully evaluate him. Now, what that means is, yes, he was institutionalized only for 2 months, but I fought him for 5 years to do it. We lost 5 years of academic progress, family unity, my own mental health. They came after me. They put me on the registry to harm children. So it's called a central registry here in Michigan. I don't know what anybody else has, right? And so I'm on this registry as hurting children because I went to them for help. They put me in the DHHS system. They took my children away from me. Now, under that system, they are supposed to do better than what Dora did. They didn't educate my children. They didn't I'm talking educate like school. So if a child in a institution doesn't want to get up and go to school, well, we can't make them. I go, what do you mean you can't make them? If the mom doesn't send them to school, you got the truant officer at my door. But
Right.
the government doesn't have to send them. The worst thing that happened is every time I went to visit my children, 200 miles this way in my bullshit car, 200 miles this way in my bullshit car. If I would have missed one meeting, one family parenting meeting with my children, they would have stolen my children from me. And by Joey saying I needed to speak to you, and a year and a half of them saying, what'd you do to harm your children? I didn't do anything to harm my children. I went to court for my children. I asked for help for my children. I did everything that I should have done for my children righteously. And I stood tall knowing I love them and I desperately care about them. I go over here to the county. My one son gets returned to me after their BS stuff. He gets returned to me on psychotropic drugs.
Wow.
They didn't do proper evaluations. This is before I got him to the right place. He punched me in the face in his crisis.
Wow.
He told a kid at school he's going to shoot him. This is all the Sandy Hook stuff. All that stuff's going on. He's
Right.
under 2 felonies. Dora's under 2 felonies. Abandonment, neglect, and this and that and the other. Tazadaq, I owe you big time, because what I learned from you during these sessions and what takes place is the truth, the God's truth. They gave me an attorney, court appointed, to represent me, Mr. Snyder, and his buddy, the judge, put him on this case because they knew I was not going to stop. I won my administrative hearings. The prosecutors wouldn't even read the documents that were court ordered by the Medicaid people, by the judges at the Michigan administrative hearings. It was Judge Arndt and Judge, I can tell you, I'm reliving this right now while I'm sharing it with you, but I want to tell you something. I went in that court hearing after they dragged it on for a year and a half, me under 2 felonies. And I said to him, I listened to his bullshit. Oh, we're going to end up doing we're going to request for a dismissal under a motion. Well, we all know, if anybody's been on here long enough, a motion, they don't even have to entertain it.
Right.
So that's like a waste of time on paper. The motion, he came out. I said, I'd like to have a copy of it. And the weird thing was, when I was sitting out there, it was so sad after paying attention to you for like 4 months, as I was like, I am not kidding you, withdrawn, lethargic and sick on my couch. And it was almost like God made me paralyzed so I could pay attention to you. And what he said was, pay attention, read, listen, learn. I did an affidavit of fact. Question their jurisdiction. I told them, if your buddy, the judge, isn't going to do something, this is what I'm going to present. And I'm not kidding. He was fair-skinned anyway. When I pulled out the affidavit of fact, he turned white as a ghost.
Wow.
And I said, you know, Kev, you and I both know what's going on in this courthouse. And I'm going to tell you something right now. If your buddy, the judge, doesn't dismiss this, this is what I'm going to file. And I went through jurisdiction. I went after his oath. I went after the freaking ink contract. I went after every single point. Guess what? Well, Dora, the judge needs a month and he's going to give us a written evaluation. And I got it. I should send it to you, Tazadaq, because you're going to love it. Anyway, I said, well, again, like I said, if he doesn't entertain what you presented under your motion to dismiss, this is what I'm going to file. He goes, well, you know, I can't do that. I go, I know you can't do that because you're on the Bar Association. Believe me, I already know all of that. I said, we'll see what happens. March 22nd, 2019, my court cases, 2 felonies, 4 years time. And all I did was care for children that the system had. And if I can talk to anybody who's on here, all I want you to know is this is the truth. What is being presented to us, what is happening, we are all in a boiling pot. We are like frogs slowly being warmed up.
Yep.
There is no savior. The only savior we have is Almighty God. Yep. Almighty God, in knowing what he has set out and what course he has led for us. And we have been so derailed. We have been so distracted. Turn off the televisions. Pull the cords to your children. Disconnect them for what's going on. And it's the hardest thing to do because they're used to it. We're used to it. Shit, I'm used to watching TV and YouTube and Newsmax and Fox News. And we need to get in our neighborhoods. We need to be in our communities. We need to be standing up for what's going on. Our governor in Michigan put out a 63-page report for her so-called task force. All of these people on this task force are not representation of the people. There is no representation of the people. Even the PTA group is this elite person, Jennifer Johnson, and she probably doesn't have children. She seemed quite young. Making a 63-page document on returning our children to the schools that we put them in. What the hell? My sons don't even know how much snow is out here right now. I said, well, take a ruler out and measure it. Well, I don't know how much it would read. You're a 12th grader. You don't know how many inches are on a ruler? No, mind you, he's got special needs. So I say to my 9th grader who doesn't have special needs, hey, how many inches in a ruler? 12 feet. 12 feet, you guys. What the hell is going on? We are failing miserably, and we have no one to blame but ourselves. No one to blame but ourselves. And this is not going to end because they're taking over our healthcare institutions. They're taking over our educational institutions. And I just want to share what happened at the healthcare institution because you guys need to know. And I dare you to try it. I dare you to try it. So my biological father has prostate cancer that is spread throughout his body. And he needed to get CT scans at our local healthcare facility. And after I read Gretchen Whitholm's task force to return our kids to school, 63 pages, you can find it on Scribe, SCRIBD, return to school. There's like these 10 points, okay? And the first point is the kids got to wear a mask, and unless they can medically tolerate it. But no definition was given by all these elite people on medically tolerate. So Dora thought, I'm going to try this when I go into the hospital here, take my dad to this appointment. I'm going to try this medical BS. So over here, I take him for his testing. I drop him off at the door because he has a hard time walking. Parked my truck, walked in. The ladies are registering me. They take my temperature, and she's hurriedly digging out a mask. And I said, she goes, oh, you have to wear a mask. And I said, I'd love to wear a mask, but I can't medically tolerate it. And she goes, oh, well, you have to. It's our requirement and blah, blah, blah. I said, no, ma'am, it's not. She went on and on and on. You better talk to our superiors. So here goes Dora talking to the superiors. A big scandal is happening by this door. It's a testing facility for a major healthcare system. You need to wear a mask, blah, blah, blah. Well, this is our policy. I said, well, it doesn't trump the law and my personal rights. I cannot medically tolerate it. Well, we're going to send security down, and we're going to send our attorneys down. And so anyway, another group of people come down and, oh, matter of fact, Dora, while you're waiting, even though your dad's in here, you can go out and you can stand in between the doors. Oh, better yet, stand outside the doors. Or better yet, get in your Dodge Ram truck and wait until we call you. I said, that won't happen. So their task force comes out to get Dora to comply. And this is what people need to listen to. I dare you to try it. Because if I can do it against a major, big healthcare system here in Michigan, you can just try it at your local gas station. I honestly, if I had a devious bone in my body, I probably would have carried on, because this woman came up to me and she said, well, could I ask why you won't wear a mask? And I looked at her, I said, listen, you know it's HIPAA law and I know it's HIPAA law. I don't have to disclose that to you. But what I should have done was carry on and tell her that I was physically raped and they masked me and it causes me great trauma. And I mean, I could have really carried on, but I didn't. I didn't go there because it's stupid, right? I just simply said, and I stood tall, knowing that my rights and the law stand beside me, and that their policy doesn't trump my rights. So anyway, when I went in, she was digging out a mask, right? And I told her I'd love to wear it, but I can't medically tolerate it. Well, you should have one of those visors on or something. I said, I'd be happy to wear a visor. Should you provide me one? Well, we don't have those. So anyway, the minions at the desk tell me to go stand over there, stand over there, stand over there. Finally, they sent out their big kahunas. Their big kahuna says, could I ask you why you can't comply to wear a mask? Everybody else does. And I simply told her, well, then everybody else should be protected. Like, simply, no, I'm not doing it. You're a public facility. You serve the public. I am the public. No, I'm not putting it on. Provide me one of those shields. I'll be happy to wear it. I could even send you guys the picture. They provided me a clear plastic shield. Their minions, who were butting in when I talked to their higher ups, I had to put my hand up and say, you know what? I'm dealing with the people you told me to deal with. I'd appreciate if you be quiet. They knew that they had no right to do what they were doing. And I want to share with everybody here. I shamed them. I told them they know the law. I said I can't medically tolerate it. Shame on them for embarrassing me and wasting my time for 40 minutes here where I could be comforting my dad who's dying of cancer and needs help filling out his documents. Don't you ever do this to another person again. Do you understand me? We're sorry. We're sorry. We're sorry. At some point, we all need to stop. Get off of the TV, do your own research, educate your own children, care for your own family members, and quit blaming people. Because we are complacent in every aspect of our life. We've expected people we've elected to do the right thing. It's not going to happen. And we are so far gone, that I don't know if humanity as a whole will ever come back. And I'm done on my grandstand. That's the two things that Dora did. I took down, and one thing with our county government, in community mental health, in the Medicaid provider manual, I'm going to tell you something. If I call them, anything Dora wants for her children gets provided. So I know I got a major lawsuit against these people. I got 13 totes of evidence. And everybody's a cog in the wheel. They only do their little itty bitty bullshit. And don't get me wrong. I've met good people in the systems. They're good people. There are good people. I know the majority of people are good. And they go in thinking they're going to go into social work or go into healthcare, and they mean well. But the accountability, and once they get in the system, I used to work for government, you guys. I couldn't take it, seeing how they were abusing programs and services. And I was like, peace out. No way do I want to be part of that. And at some point in your life, you're going to reach material. You're going to reach someone who touches you deeply. You're going to meet someone like a Joey who knows a resource like Tazadaq that brings you to something. And don't ever forget, it's not for a purpose. There is a reason you're being led to something bigger than what you are in your crisis. And if you cannot grasp it and take it on and be something powerful in the world, we all have a purpose. We all have a destiny, whether it's short or it's long. We have to stand up to the things we know are righteous, God-given, and that preserve us as people. And I've met great people along my way. And for those people, I'm grateful. I came from the foster care system. My mother did drugs in the 70s. I was in the system. I seen how bad it was. My grandparents, my mom's parents took me in. It is a circle. You come full circle. You don't understand it when you're going through it. When I'm laying on the couch and all I'm doing for 4 months is researching the law. How in the hell? I haven't stolen, I haven't harmed a person in my entire life, and I got 2 felonies. They don't care about you. If they can persecute you and take you off the grid, they're going to. You have to tune in. You have to register for these conferences. You have to be there. The Synergy on the 20th. I'm already registered. I got the link. I'm on. You have to be there. Because the Synergy and what you're going to learn will be right knowledge for you. And somebody you love. And somebody you care about. You're not going to get it from a court-appointed attorney. I've already proved that. You're not going to get it. Oh, so the mental health that I had to go to Lansing, Michigan to fight for my son's rights in front of 2 judges. And I won both of them because my documents were straight. I was a hot mess, I'll tell you that. Judges didn't recognize me day after day because, I'd have good days and bad days. But I wasn't going to let them take me down. You've got to educate yourself. You've got to protect your families. This is a spiritual war. What we're going through. It's against humanity. The rich, the powerful, the elite are going to eliminate us. Keep programmed. Stay tuned into your favorite shitcom. Go ahead. I watch them now, and I see shit that I never would have seen before. And I'm like, wow, that's satanic. Wow, holy shit. That actress, that movie star, I would have never guessed. Yeah, we need to really, I don't know how else to say it. I am just a mom in a suburb of Detroit, trying to care for my children, trying to care for my dad who's not well, trying to care for my uncle that they almost killed in the hospital, I'm trying to save the universe. This is exhausting. We all have those people in our lives that we love and care about. And for you to dedicate 6 hours or 6 days getting the right knowledge, shame on you if you don't invest $100 in your time and energy. You could piss $100 away in a dinner. This is something that's mandatory for every person who loves people, who loves their life, who loves their freedoms. Because every day you're getting into bed with people, and I mean it, that you don't even know you're getting into bed with. That's how sleeping we are. My grandfather, let's go to the bank and get tires for your car. And he thought he was doing me a good favor, trying to build up my credit score. Bless his heart. And he was a Democrat. If he's seen this party right now, harming children and killing humanity and doing what they do, he would be so upset. We need to stand for what we believe in, even if it's different from what I believe in. That's okay. I love you. We walk together in diversity. That's okay. But things that take down humanity, that harm our children, our waterways, our air, these are things that we can't live without. Our food, that is something everyone should be fighting for. And I'm going to stop. I'm sorry. I mean to take over, but
No, it's all good. It's all good. They need to hear this. They need to hear this, especially with the passion. They need to hear it.
You know,
It's always good for them
I'm
to hear
so
from somebody else.
grateful. I am so grateful for who you are and what you're doing. And if little old me in this little part of Michigan can save 2 lives, my babies that I committed to, I adopted them. I love them. I want the best for them, their family. And because I got in bed through a contract with these people, they've ruined me. My academic career is in nonprofit sector studies. And I'm on a registry for hurting people, the same people I raise money for. I've never harmed anybody in my life. And I'm angry about it. And one day, I'll get it expunged. I'll get it off of my record because it matters to me. I've worked hard to be righteous and to be caring and thoughtful and care for elderly people in my subdivision who didn't have the money for her breathing medicine, and I paid for it and took her there. This is like, I don't know how to knock on doors and say, hey, want to have a Bible study? Whatever we pull from it, and we know from the last session, I'm not that great with the Bible and look it up, but that doesn't mean I can't get better. And the things from the last seminar that you had that I attended, I try real hard. And I think God knows our hearts. If you try hard and you're working to seriously make change in people's lives and you mean well, you won't be persecuted for that. And I can't get people to wake up. But you have, I mean, like I just showed them. Just take a picture of your checkbook. Take my aunt, true Democrat, true, she's like, she tunes in all the nonsense. I said, take a picture of your checkbook, the line where you sign, just do that and blow it up on your phone. Tell me what you read. She goes, what? It's just a line, blah, blah, blah. I go, really, Annie? I said, this is what I'm trying to tell you. What we think is something is not what it really is. We're in bed with an animal who is devouring us, and we have no idea what we're doing. We go and register a car. We register our babies at birth. We just because we're told to do it, we do it. It's never going to end. We're going to be so far gone. They're going to have so much control over us. We have to stop. We all know. Everyone who's listening, everyone who's on this live stream, we all know something very dark is happening, or we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be here. We all know something very dark, very corrupt, very destructive. And at some point, instead of saying, gee, yeah, we're hoping Trump's going to come out of Mar-a-Lago and save us, Nobody is going to save us. No human being, no one human being is going to save us. Almighty God is going to save us. And he's given us very high vibrating people to lead us. But the more you tune into TV, the more you turn into social media, you are going to vibrate at the lowest level ever. There is nothing positive that's going to come out of that, except the programming they want you to know. And at some point, we have to own up and be accountable for us, we the people. When they fled Egypt, they were like, oh God, I know Moses is leading us, right? Holy crap, that's a lot of water. We're all gonna drown. I'm praying for a miracle. Don't get me wrong. Miracles happen every single day. But we have our eyes wide open, or otherwise we wouldn't be on here. Otherwise, we wouldn't be noting what's going on. In my personal experience, through my kids not being educated for a year, my dad being treated the way he is through the medical system, me being treated the way I was through the court system, my minor disabled son had domestic violence and terrorism and put on him. And I had to fight those people on all those cases. And we walked out glorious because we had right knowledge. The victim rights statement. Oh, Tazadaq, you would have loved this. I did it on behalf of my son. Victim's rights. That he has a right to receive medical help under the contract that was signed. Oh, they didn't want to hear it. Matter of fact, the prosecutor wouldn't even take it from my hand when I was giving it to her. I can't take that. I said, what do you mean you can't take it? I had the two court opinions attached to it. She couldn't take those. What do you mean you can't take it? You're the prosecutor. Enforce this stuff. Oh, I can't. There's very sick people at high levels. I'm not saying all of them. But what I am saying is you're going to know who's righteous, who does the right thing, if you are full of knowledge and you take the time and the energy and use your talents. Whether you graduated high school or didn't graduate high school, or whether you went to Wayne State or you didn't go to Wayne State, you have the ability to learn and to take on concepts and adapt them in your own life and be an influence over other people. I got my dad and them all signing up, thinking they're going to get this COVID virus. Or COVID, they're going to get the COVID virus and then they're going to get the shot. I said, the hell you are. This is what I learned, and this is what I learned, and this is what the wonder.cdc.gov/VARES.com says. People that are getting it are losing their lives. This is the epidemiology research. Yes, it's real. Yes, it's a virus. Yes, it can kill people. We need to stop. We need to stop. We need to pay attention to what's going on. That's it in a nutshell. Okay, I'm done talking. Sorry. Thanks for letting me talk. And I have great people that look out for me. And I want to thank Joey. And I want to thank you for right knowledge, because I could be in a penitentiary. I don't even know. I've never had handcuffs on before, so that would scare the hell out of me. I'd be like, I sunk to my lowest level. And don't get me wrong. I've got troubled people in my family. I know that they've dealt with the law. I know that they've plea bargained. I know that they've been in penitentiaries. They're like, you got 2 felonies? I go, yeah, isn't that a joke? Because it's just not me. But you get caught up in stuff and you don't even know what you're getting into by signing something. And that's how I ended up there. For caring for my cousin's children, for being the foster mom, for thinking I could care for his children until he got it together. And that never happened. So I adopted them as my own. And then when I seen they needed help, all hell broke loose. Sorry.
Don't be sorry. Because sorry means inferior or substandard in English. And at least you stood up for yourself. There's people who file documents who don't stand up for themselves. So
I'm just hurt. You know what I mean? I'm sorry that I'm crying when I should be like joyous about it, but it was like an actual hell on earth I was living in. Every day I worried about them. Every day I would go and see them. They would have bruises or, my son told me horrible things that happened. And I'm devastated that I even asked those people to help me because it was worse. They didn't get educated and more trauma came from it. When I just knew medically, we needed someone to do full, diagnostic testing and get him on right medication so that he could function in the world. And instead it turned into a me against them. And they weren't doing anything to distinguish me. Sorry. All right. I'm not sorry.
yeah.
I walked through it. Anyway. Thank you for listening. But
Thank
we're
you.
all capable of being warriors for each other. And we need to stand up. We need to gain knowledge and take our walk as slow as it takes, as long as it takes, to be confident in the things that we know are righteous. And what's going on to us as people is not righteous. It's not how God wanted us to live. It is not how we should show our children to exist. I'll be on January 20th. And I can't wait.
February 30th or 20th. February 20th.
February
rather.
20th. Yeah, January. January 20th. I'm thinking my birthday. Yeah. February. I'll be there. Again, I want to thank you guys for listening. And I really hope that people take a deep dive. The unhappiness, the unsettlement, there's a reason that exists. And you have to wonder why. We should be peaceful people. We should love one another. We should be helping each other. And I have some of those people right in my family. I mean, you know, you can't change them. They're tuned into the TV. They think, you know, what's going on is normal, and, you know, you're not. But there are people that realize things are not right. Something's off here. And those are the people that we can connect with, and they can connect with their loved ones. Slow but sure. And I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful for what I've learned. It saved me from the penitentiary. It saved my son, you know, with mental illness and stuff, from the penitentiary. And those are horrible things that happen. Well, you know, somebody who's got an illness or something that gets into that system, they're prey for other people. And I would never want that for my child. Never. It'd be devastating. Every day I would worry, because he's just got the most tender heart. He truly cares about people. He's a good boy. Going to be 19, but developmentally probably maybe 11. He loves people. He's a good kid. And we have to fight for the things that we believe in. And we have to share ourselves, as sad as it is, and as how ugly face as it is. And I want to thank you guys for listening.
Thank you for sharing.
Malachi, I see you fell out, man. What's up? Careful. What do you have?
Well, technically speaking, I mean, is a security guard a doctor, and isn't that a medical device they're trying to prescribe? I mean, isn't that a breach of the College of Physicians? And don't they have
Careful,
to have...
you're speaking too softly, man.
How about now? Is that better?
Yeah.
There we go. No, I'm just saying that, you know, when a security guard or a policeman or someone on the street is trying to, or even this a shop owner is going to try to make you wear a medical device, because I know it's different in every country. In my country, it's called a class 1 medical device. But in any case, when they're trying to make you wear the medical device, I mean, you have to have a diagnosed medical condition that would be communicable. So, you know, again, most people, they're not getting oxygen, and oxygen deprivation does cause cancer, as well as hypercania, hypoxia, list goes on. And so, you know, a lot of people, they like the brainwashing. They love it. And look at this, look at the Spanish flu from the 1918. Like, it used to be wear a mask or go to jail. So it's like, you know, this is par for the course. So I don't know. I didn't have anything. I was listening. You called me in here, no? I don't know. The whole court system's all over the phone now, or if it's in person, seems anonymous to me. It's like, how you're gonna have some people come in there with this thing on their face? Like, it's already ludicrous enough in court, let alone with everyone essentially anonymous. It's pretty ridiculous. And I see people with their, like, because I haven't worn it at all. I didn't wear it on the airplane, actually. I wore it in security because I want to get on the plane, but once I'm on the plane, it comes off. I don't care. What are they going to do? It's just ridiculous. And it's so stupid. Like, on the bus, some guy physically intimidated me. Wear a mask. It's like, okay. For you, I'll avoid the fight, and then I'm going to take it off when I turn the corner, because again, it's like, it's so ridiculous. It goes without saying. And it wasn't until I went to the hospital I wouldn't wear it because I was in a car crash. I saw how ridiculous it was. It's like, oh, okay, so because I won't wear the mask, I don't get X-rays. Oh, I don't get don't give me any CT scan, no EKG for me, no blood work. Yeah, no, I'll just limp out of here, no problem. It's like, no, ridiculous. And I've been kind of following this from like kind of just like a like I'm looking at pictures right now from 1918 of the draft to be the first inoculated for the flu and stuff. It's like open face sneezers to be arrested. Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, these are the same headlines we're dealing with now. Health order dooms lodge hall cobwebs. Grip ban all meetings until places are renovated. Like, it's just so, and you're not, I don't want to question the efficacy of social distancing, 'cause I know that's against YouTube's policy, and I'm not going to question it, but um, the origin of it does come from dissident political people who were held captive. So it's a form of torture, and oxygen deprivation is not good for you. I'm not. I don't have to question it, because I breathe. I'm an air breather, and I judge people who don't think for themselves, or they wear the mask. I see them and they look at me like, oh, don't you virtue signal like I do? No, I don't. I don't. No, I don't. So it's not what you put into you. It's what comes out of you that's gonna get you in trouble. But anyway, I mean, I always find it funny to see, like, I saw a video of some overweight Edomite yelling at some little kid for not wearing a mask, and it's just like, for real, you're like, just like cursing at some little kid. It's like, how is that where people are now? It's like, it's totally disassociated people. They have cognitive dissonance as it is, and now it's just, you got to think, like, the news cycles they're putting out now. It's like in one day, it's the equivalent of 6 months. I can't even watch anymore. And if I do watch, I'm like filming it and commenting, because it's just it's like a cartoon. Yeah, I'm looking at the FDA right now. Yeah, a medical mask. It's a medical device. So you got to be a doctor to make me wear this. You can't make me entertain the fact that you're a doctor and you're wearing a security outfit. No, if you were a doctor, you wouldn't be doing security. So, I mean, again, the FDA has exempted most class 1 devices from the fact that you can't prescribe it unless you're a doctor, and I mean, like, you're not just a doctor, but a family doctor that, like, knows your medical history and is looking at your chart and being like, okay, can I realistically look at this person and be like, okay, well, you have the flu, go home and self-isolate. All right, sure. But healthy people don't need to self-isolate. It's ridiculous. You're treating people who would be healthy as sick. So you're basically just treating to general population as a sickness that you must cure with, like, it's open Satanism, which is fine, I guess, for most people. They'll accept it. They already accepted the television in their house, the video games, the social media. The performance of authorized COVID-19 tested devices. It's like, I'm looking at a list of things you're allowed to test with, things you're not allowed to test with. And the guy who made what was it? I believe it's the PCR test. In 1998, he had said that this is not really a testing device. This just enlarges data. Like, you get 64 more cycles out of some of your testing. So what you're really getting a positive result on is, have you had cold and flu in the last 10 years? Okay, well, I mean, most people have. So does that mean everyone has COVID? Like, I thought COVID stood for Certificate of Vaccination Identification, and then 19 was the 1 was the A, and then the 9 was the I. So artificial intelligence. Then you end up with Certification of Vaccination Identification. artificial intelligence. So, you know, because look, like the first thing I thought of when all this was happening was, if we have to isolate for 14 days, does that make the banks really able to tell what your next purchase is really easy? Like in theory, if they want to dial in where you were, I mean, doesn't Amazon already suggest what the next thing you want to buy is anyway? Like they know. So now you're just making it even easier for the banks. And who owns Amazon? Well, the alphabet soup owns Amazon. So, and who's going to benefit the most from all this is the big companies. So I think it's unfortunate that most of how infantile it's become for most people. You're just gonna go along with let's wipe out all these small businesses so big box stores can buy up all the real estate down these strips and stuff. It's like, you know, all these mandates and stuff. It's like at the end of the day, it's what does a retail store even make profit margin? 1%. So you're gonna knock them down to like a fraction of a percent, 0.3% profit margin. It's unfortunate. Joe Moore says nothing new under the sun. That's it. That's right. Look at 1918, flu and masks, because it says here the penalty for violators was $5, $10, or 10 days imprisonment. And then it says here 1,000 people were arrested, according to the San Francisco Chronicle. And city prisons swelled to a standing room only. So yeah, this is how you prevent it. Is you're gonna just throw everyone into these FEMA camps and so on and so forth. So it doesn't make any sense. Like what they say it's for, it's obviously for another agenda, which we all saw coming, but we didn't think it was going to be rebranded cold and flu hysteria, where everyone is now expected to be a germaphobe, hypochondriac. Like it's pathetic. And it's not something like it's not something virtuous. Oh, I don't come within 2 meters of people, and I'm always under Sharia law. It's like, why is that? Like I could see this becoming big in the Middle East, but I didn't expect North Americans or Europeans and Africans and the rest of the world to adopt something like this. I'm actually shocked at how gullible people are. And it goes through like crazy lengths. Like for example, at the pool that I go to, they have everyone use the same urinal or the same toilet. There's 3 other toilets that are like taped off. How is it if this is a real, like if this is as bad, if we're treating this worse than Ebola, we're all going to use the same stuff? It doesn't even make common sense. So, you know, some bells should be going off in your head that like oh I and also at Amazon, if you there's videos you can look at where like they have a technology that can show you if you broke the social distancing. Okay, well, it's like what, who does this benefit other than like, you know, alphabet soup? Doesn't help anyone else but that. It just lets you know, well, this person might have talked to this person. They could have handed something to them. You never know. It's ridiculous. But yeah, if you look at this from the 1918, it says here, the judge asks, "Where's your mask?" Judge Matthew Brady asks offenders at the Hall of Justice, where sessions dragged into the night. Some gave fake names, said they just wanted to light a cigar or that they hated following laws. Like this is 100 years ago. Jail terms were 8 hours, 10 days were from 8 hours to 10 days were given out. Those could not pay $5 were jailed for 48 hours.
Oh,
Wear a mask or go to jail. 1918. The mask slackers, which were made of like cheesecloth. Health Inspector Henry D. Miller led him in a drugstore to buy a mask. It's ridiculous. I'm not saying go back to open surgery with no masks. Like obviously there's a time and place to cover your mouth. You know, if you work at a construction site and you're demoing, like okay, yeah, sure, wear a face shield. If that's quote unquote work safe. I never really had a good experience with government regulation. I think sometimes the best thing government can do is not involve itself, especially when it wants to be a key player
Come on. You're joking, right?
I'm not funny anymore. I used to do comedy.
I could do some stand-up.
You may as well.
Mm-hmm.
They'd probably embrace someone with a criminal record in stand-up comedy nowadays.
Yeah. Well, no. I all my cases have been dismissed, so
Oh, you don't need to have convictions? Oh, pff,
no.
you're fine. You're
Thanks
fine.
to Tazadaq, I'm good. Good day, Dora. Good day to my son and to me. I don't have to deal with them.
Yeah, I know. I had some unmarked dude in a mask come up to me telling me I was under arrest. I was like, yeah, no, I don't think so. And then he just started attacking me. I was like, okay. And now you want me to get charged? I was like, it's pretty funny. Now they're very they're pretty recluse now. They put some knees in my back, kind of lit me up a bit.
What?
Yeah, it's interesting. Well,
You're
I live
in Canada.
Canada. That's right.
Well,
We
you
got
got Justin. Hey, you got Justin.
yeah, we got Justin, not just us.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Well, there's that video of him saying that he admired President Xi of China for having a dictatorship. And,
Well,
if we look at his history, he's looking pretty much like
you know
Castro's
who he's
son.
related to, don't you?
Of course.
Yeah.
Well,
So we know what we're dealing with. These masses are something. These head kahunas, hey, our governor ran on the whole fix the damn roads, right? That's what she said. And I thought, oh my gosh, a politician said that on the thing to get elected? What does the world come to? So she also went on to say that her mother was sickly and she had to fight her mom's insurance company to get the health care she needed for her mom. Now, mind you, her dad was the CEO of Blue Cross Blue Shield. No, lady, you never had to fight your dad's company to get your mom her help. I mean, like the crazy stuff that's said and never comes to the public. The truth until after they get elected. And then you're stuck with these people for 4 years. I don't get it, man. I wish I would have been awake.
it's hard to make people be awake because then they gotta deal with thoughts, and they don't want to. You gotta do all the thinking for them if you're gonna wake them up. That's another thing.
Yeah, you know what? But you could do, and what I've done have been like little messages about Camp Colin and kids missing from foster care and little tidbits. I've been giving them a little each time of data that I've been finding, browsers I've been finding. People all over the world are uploading to Scribe data and documents that are being done that the average person isn't going to go on to congressional documents and read because we're busy feeding our kids, cleaning our house, paying our bills, going to work. But we're able to upload some stuff onto that site, which is really good because you can go onto that site and just put in vaccine, right? And it'll tell you about the CDC and the way that they document various things. And you can put on, how to get our kids back to school and various things so that it's easier for them to digest and to wake them up a little at a time. Did you see this? Wow. Did you see this? Wow. Did you see this? Holy moly. Oh boy. You know, what happens, Mr. Master Carefoot? In my own family, anytime anything goes wrong in my family, my mom's gone. She died of liver failure. And anytime my grandparents are gone, who took me out of foster care and raised me, and I love them. They're beautiful people, and I'm grateful. Something goes south. Their children are involved with the law, or they got drug convictions, or whatever. They're like, Dodie, what do we do? What do we do? How do we do this? How do we do that? And I'm like, you guys call me all after the fact. You get in bed with these people. I can't bail your butts out of this stuff. Like, what happened? I've been telling you guys this stuff for a very long time, and you're not listening. There's some people that are going to hear us, and there's some people that aren't. And as much as we love them, I don't know the Bible well enough, but something about 144,000 people are going to be saved. Maybe that's the truth. Where we're not going to be able to save the world as much as we want them to wake up and come to true knowledge, and to not be slaves, and to understand that they're bigger than what they are. Yeah. And I really think that our government has done a great job holding people back from their potential, for them believing they're bigger than what they are, and for them to elevate. I don't know how to say it. Elevate, or to think beyond what you're given, right? Pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to people that are present to you. Learn. Digest. Be a better listener than a better talker, because you might learn something from someone else. People got a hard time with that. And I admit, I'm one of those. I'm a good talker. I can talk it up. Listening, wholeheartedly listening to what someone's telling you, or being present at the moment. That's something that's harder to do than to run your jaw. What am I supposed to be getting from this? Why am I here? What am I supposed to be learning? Questioning. Why? Why was this put in front of me? Why did I have that dream last night? Wow. This is the first time in my 51 years I've ever really smelt the flowers. That's disturbing. When you're running amok on the hamster wheel, like Joey said, keeping up with the Joneses, doing what we do, to be able to really smell the flowers, that's awesome. Hear the birds chirp. Pay attention to what those squirrels are doing down my fence posts. There is just something I don't know how we've become so separated from our lives. So in it, but not in it, like you're just existing. What a horrible existence. I don't want that anymore for myself. If I'm going to do something, it's going to be purposeful. The mandates that are coming from government, we know there's something terribly wrong or we wouldn't be on here.
Yeah, I don't do mandates.
Well, I mean, that's what they're doing to us is a mandate.
Careful. What do you do? Women date?
That's it. Specifically only.
No.
And also mandates aren't law.
We're talking about feminism and whatever. I believe that ruined our culture altogether. So I'm just going to put it out there. The moment the woman went into the workforce and could be equal as man, everything went to hell in a handbasket. Legitimately. What we do know is that we should support our man, and he is the leader of our home, and he is the divine person, and we are to support him and be evenly. I'd be totally cool just raising kids.
Careful, Dora. Careful, Dora. They're not going to like you.
Well, I don't care.
They're not going to like you.
Nobody likes me. Don't you get that? My whole family doesn't like me. They're crazy. But you know what? One friend of mine once said to me, Dora, I'm going to tell you something. And my grandfather used to say this to me. I want to tell you something, Dora. You better keep your damn mouth shut. And I go, well, why is that, Grandpa? He goes, because it's going to get you in a lot of trouble. And it does. It gets me in trouble. Because when I see things that are against the elderly or against children or against things of humanity or against like life, people, if you don't have humanity, what else do we have? What do we have?
Insanity.
That's right. That's right. You know it.
And
Nobody
I don't mean the one with Sean T.
No, I'm just saying straight up crazy. Yes. I don't know. But I'm so glad that I found your link tonight so that I could come on and share myself. And I really hope that people register and come on the 20th because I'll be there studying like a good student, sir.
Roger that. HA, what do you have? AJ, you came in the room. What do you have? If you're talking, AJ, we can't hear you. You're obviously muted. Malachi, you have anything, brother?
Khan, I was all praises to the Most High Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls Yahweh, and Jehovah, and to His Son, Hamashiach Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First, I just wanted to say, just thank you, Dora, for even coming on here, giving your testimony and everything you were going through. Because, I was hoping, as you were talking, Dora, a lot of people started to realize, in general, that this has nothing to do with a race war at all. And it's pretty much like how I even been telling, my younger brother today, actually, and he's starting to realize himself, he's in the generation with the millennials and everything, but he even realizes himself, he's trying to work for himself, start his own business. He's starting to see too, that it's the banksters against everybody. It's like that corrupt government against everybody. And, I had to, thank the Most High in general, for having him see that, And not only that, having a conversation with my mother, telling my mother about, like this page and everything. My own mother was over here, like really shocked. She was really shocked, like as I start talking about it. Her she's like, on the conservative side, and she highly disagrees. She highly disagrees with, like the whole, the other side and everything. And as I was talking to her, she just kept on asking me more and more questions. I was answering it and everything, and I feel like, she's definitely gotten like a clearer understanding, like trying to.
Tell her to come and check the channel out one night.
Yeah, definitely. I actually sent her the link. I'm not sure if she's watching it right now or not. I think that's why I dropped out the first time, because I'm on my phone right now. And when I tried to close it out, like when I tried to, press the button, it accidentally like made me drop out. So I can't check and see if she's actually watching it right now. But she was just like very interested. Like she was asking like a lot of questions, because she's like, she's for the republic, and she's for like, the rights of people. And she feels like she was even telling me today, and it was the first time I ever heard her say this. Like she was like, oh, like, my whole entire life, now that you're much older now, and your brothers are older, like I just feel like in general, like in my life, that I've been cheated out like by a lot of things in general, like even even her relationship like with my biological father was damaged because of the crime bill that was signed in the year 1994, the same year that I was born. They actually sent my father to prison for they gave him a 21-year sentence. And so she's like very big on all of this and everything. And as I was telling her about the page, it really started to open my eyes, like like when I stopped, like just coming like straight with like the scriptures. Of course I come with the scriptures and everything, but when I had to explain to her how all of this, like how it ties into it, and how like like how this like is a way to help our people and everything, like she was like so fascinated. And she had like that look in her face, that like she was just so proud of me, because like I didn't necessarily agree with everybody. And as I was talking to her and everything, like even she was kind of like how Dora was saying, like how we're not meant to like wake everybody up and everything. My mother was actually saying basically kind of like the same thing. And as I was reading the scriptures today, or just now, I actually came across Zechariah chapter 11 verse 9. Then said I will not feed you that dieth, that dieth, let it die, and that is to be cut off, let it be cut off, and let the rest eat, every one the flesh of another. So like like I was just like trying to relate that to like like even me personally, I'm just getting to the point where I'm not even gonna like even like continuously like try to like look out for people, trying like help people who don't want to help themselves. Like I'm getting tired of like mentioning like the importance of like actually you know talking about like like the Constitution, this, that, and the fourth, and then I only get replies about like some Dragon Ball Z fighters, and I only get replies about like just dumb stuff about like like the newest Jordans that are coming out, this, that, and the fourth. Like I'm tired of it. Like like I'm to that point where I'm just like, what, I've reached my point now. And now I see exactly what Tazadaq was talking about. Like if people want to sleep, I'm just from here on out, all they're gonna hear is just a Roger that. Like I see, if my own mother is like willing to listen to me about this and everything, and like all these other people just aren't, I'm like, man, like that's like saying something to me. Like I'm just like, I see, like they're just not meant to get it, and I'm not about to stress it anymore. But just like in what everything what Dora was saying, like in the the passion that she has for it. A lot of people who are out there sleeping, if you can't pay $100 for this, then like you really got to sit there and ask yourself, like how much is your freedom even worth? Because if Tazadaq is over here offering like to teach you, to edify you for 2 days, mind you, it's a 2 day a 2-day event, like a 2-day course. It's a 2-day course, and he's only charging you $100. That's literally Khan Tazadaq is literally making $50 a day off of you. So he's actually when you convert it into like per hour, it's less. He's making less than what you make, like that you're making at your regular job. Like, and if you can't pay $100 for 2 days worth of edification, which is gonna last you a lifetime, and it's like gonna actually make you free from this de facto government, then just straight up, like you're exactly the same people that's talked about in the book of Zechariah that just don't need to be fed. Like you don't need any of the meat, and you're the same people that just need to be cut off, that the Most High is talking about. Because like it's worse for people to come to this channel and not do anything about their lives and not make any change inside their lives. It's completely ridiculous. And like just the lack of zeal, the lack of zeal, the lack of love and compassion that you have for your neighbor, or for like the fellow American, is sad. Or for those that you're sharing, the country of America with. If you just do not care about them enough, and you do not care about yourself enough to like even want to be free, then you're just really wasting your time, like on this page, like, and you're just really wasting the Most High's time, like, pretty much, like, like, and that's just all that I had.
Yeah, that was very powerful, Malachi. Very powerful, man.
Con, can you hear me?
Yes, go on.
Apologize there earlier. I was just logging onto the platform, trying to figure out exactly where the buttons were for StreamYard. This is the first time I come on, but I basically was trying to, listen to the testimonial and get better affiliated with your platform. And I have been studying through, excuse me, a couple other platforms. And so I try not to spread myself too thin, but you and there's another fellow that have really spoken in truth, and I've did some fact checking. So that's basically where I'm at. I'm still coming into this new, but I'm definitely on board to kind of move forward with the process. So.
I hear you, brother. I hear you.
AJ.
Is there
So
anyone? Oh, go ahead.
AJ.
Yes.
So you're going to be with us on the 20th?
So
you're going to dedicate that time to yourself?
I actually have a prior engagement on the 20th, so I won't be able to move forward then. Hopefully, you'll have another offering where I'll be able to move forward in the future on that. So
I think the next one is the 27th. Love to have you. I'm sure you've got a bunch to contribute, and we can brainstorm after what we took from it and for it.
Yeah. This is actually set up a little differently, Dora. I'm actually giving people tests to make sure that they're actually learning the information, because what I've actually been experiencing previously, just a bunch of people coming on asking me questions, and they're not retaining the information. They're not learning it. So this is one way of making sure that they're really learning. And so we're kind of like, as we're going through the books, we're we're having each individual to read, and giving them the opportunity to ask questions as we go, because then at the end, we test them on the information and make sure they're retaining it, because some people are just really tap dancing and just trying to tag along. But this has actually been different than any of the other webinars. It's kind of set up from a classroom structure. You could ask the people that was actually on it this past week. And one of the tests that I actually gave them was actually a test that they actually give in law school. And the other one I drew up from the book. We actually covered an entire book, that Infliction of Commerce, this past weekend in 2 days. And so, like I said, it's really intense. So it's not going to be, for someone that's not really giving their all, because they're not going to, it's just not going to work for them. You got to really be devoted with this, and you got to really put some time in, like I did, because essentially what I'm doing here, the information that I've actually learned over the past 13 years, I pretty much compiled that into 6 months to 24 weeks. And so, you really got to be willing to learn it to really get it.
My question is, I have the corporation book. And
Well, we won't get to that for a while.
All right. So what do I need for the 20th?
You need commercial warfare.
Oh, all right.
Commercial warfare.
I got to get that book.
That's the black book.
I don't have
we're
it.
probably going to be in that longer than the 20th, because that book's a lot thicker. But Naya, do you remember how many pages that have in it? Commercial warfare. Oh, you're still waiting for it, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I still got it on my printer because I'm waiting for the other one to come in, the corporation.
Oh, you good? You good?
Yeah.
You said it was 200
I have the
pages.
corporation on here, and I can count the number.
No, not the corporation. What about commercial warfare? You have that one, Malachi?
Oh wait, yeah, I got commercial warfare. So
You got the black one?
Yeah,
200
commercial warfare. I
pages.
have commercial warfare.
Can we get through that in a weekend though?
No, we're not gonna do that.
Commercial warfare is 264 pages.
Yeah, we're not gonna get through that in a weekend. Yeah,
Might have to be.
I mean, because the pages are bigger and longer.
Right.
So, but it's gonna be intensified, man. Marty Moss said he's showing up next weekend.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. OG Marty there, man. You know it's soon.
Hey, don't cheat on my paper, Marty. Don't cheat on my
Yeah, he's
paper.
not on here. And Marty Moss not on the call, Benaya. Pretty much it was just me and Malachi from T-Dot.
Well, I got to get that book.
Yeah, you're gonna need that. I mean, because it's kind of like an open book thing. It wasn't that easy, right, Benaya?
No, no.
You had to go through the book. If without the book, there's no way you're gonna really pass that, because the answers actually came from the book. It's kind of like an open book test.
How do I order it?
And it was actually time.
Con.
And for those of you that don't know, I was actually, who's this guy? I think he's giving instructions. I actually was an instructor for the state of New York for a computer architectural course. And I was also a coordinating manager of the network department. So I've literally taught people to get certifications and all before. I was so-called a legal instructor in the state of New York. So I kind of know how this stuff goes. And I was pretty good at it.
Little bragger, you. Okay, so how do I order that book? I need it.
Hey, Joe Moore has a copy of it, I believe.
Oh, I'm going to go rob it from him.
I believe he does.
He's around the corner. Listen, did you hear my thank you to you?
Yeah, grab a number 2 pencil, Dory, because you're about to take a test.
Uh-oh, here we go. Okay.
I'll tell you one thing, man. I really learned a lot this past weekend. Because, like...
Yeah, it's different, right? It's better that way, though, right, Benaya?
I mean, I like the webinars, but this right there, that made me, like, really retain it even better.
Right.
And it was only a little bit of stuff in Infliction of Commerce. I mean, it's a lot of stuff, but it's nothing compared to, I mean, like the plug and
right.
And other stuff. So it's a lot of stuff to build on, but it was good for a foundation. Right. I see why you tell people to start with that book, because
Right.
It's a lot of stuff, but at the same time, it's like it's easier to absorb versus the
Right.
other book.
It's a beginning stage. It's a foundation.
Con.
Right. And it's kind of teaching them. It's going into some history, teaching them the basics, teaching them how the so-called government came about and what actually happened, and how people, eventually became subjects to the very government that they actually employed to, preserve and protect their rights.
Okay, I gotta order my books and get my
So-
number 2 pencil ready. Thank you guys for being here tonight.
Yeah, Roger that. What is that, Dallas? What are you saying, Dallas? Come on in the room, Dallas. Dallas. Not the state. Yeah. So AJ, you said you won't be there. So this is the deal, man. If people miss more than 4 of those, I don't think there'll be any way that they could actually catch up. So people that miss 4 of those, yeah, they can't. They won't be able to attend. It's just too much information, and there's no point of doing it unless you're going to do it and really learn. There's too many people that I've encountered that has done the secure party creditor paperwork, and they don't know a damn thing. They can't handle a simple commercial presentment.
So my question would be to you. I noticed there was talk about, I guess, $100 for 2 days, and what you're talking about sounds like more than 2 days. Am I confusing 2 different products?
Yeah, I mean that's how much it is per weekend, but this is a total of 24 weeks. This is a total of 24 weeks, 6 months.
So what exactly is the $100 for? Is it for the 24 weeks or?
I just told you what it was for. The weekend. See, you're already doing selective listening. That's just for the weekend. This weekend. So it's 100 per weekend, or if they do it up front, I give them a $250 discount. But of course, do you really think I was sick? These are 6-hour classes. And when did we stop this time, Benaya? First night, I think I done 9 hours. If it requires me to go over, then I just give them the extra time and I go over. But that's a little bit deranged to even suggest that I would do 24 weeks for $100. That's essentially theft.
I understand. I was just trying to get clarity because, like I said, there was talk between the both. So
it's on the website. I've actually posted it in the room throughout the night. It's under the video as well. But 24 weeks is 6 months. Yeah. And I don't think that they would be concurrent because on the high holy days, I won't be doing them. Like the weekend of the 26th, 27th, I won't be doing that because it's Purim. So we're going to be meeting for a high holy day. Dallas, I'm very familiar with Panama. I was stationed there. I know that country probably better than you because I was in an aviation unit. Anyone else? Does anyone else have any questions? Guess not. Where's that little dude y'all should be, man? Everybody just went completely mute and silent. Yeah. I know.
I had too many tabs.
I know El Chorrillo. Hey, I'm talking to Dallas for a second. I know El Chorrillo really well. Veracruz Beach, Kobe Beach. I've been to all of those. Fort Hamilton, Fort Kobe. I've been to all of those. Yeah. The Bridge of the Americas. I know all about all of that. Go ahead. Pardon me, whoever I interrupted.
No, I didn't go mute. I was just saying that I had too many tabs open. I was researching when you guys started talking. I had nothing open, and all of a sudden I went crazy researching.
To whom am I speaking?
Carefoot. It's Carefoot.
The Master Carefoot?
MC ceremonies.
The Carefoot from Vancouver?
Why, yes, Vancouver, of course.
Or the Carefoot from, what is it? Massachusetts.
You got a Carefoot in Massachusetts.
Yeah, I know a Carefoot in Massachusetts, man. He attended my seminar when I done one in Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. Oh, man. I think that was me, no? Hold on, I'm checking.
No, that was Nicholas Carefoot, not Master Carefoot.
Oh, okay. Am I set apart from my past? That's pretty lucky me. If there's no such thing as luck, never mind. Let me see here. Oh yeah, that was back in Worcester. Now I remember. Okay.
Liberal virtuous tours. You could come in the room and ask your question. Raymond, how goes it, young man?
Shalom, 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 brother. All praises to the Most High. This was my first day out of hibernation, and very interesting. Just got in not too long ago, so I come in and was listening to the testimony of Dora. I tell you, interesting.
Thank you.
Very interesting. So welcome. It seems as though that you've kind of been on board, and the Kahan has helped you in some areas there. Yeah, it's hard.
I believe that was either 2017 or 2018. I can't quite remember the year, but I remember talking to her now.
Yeah, it was the end of 2018.
Okay.
Okay, that was about the time too, Kahan, that we were up there in Frisco.
You know me, man. I get around. You never know which state I'm gonna pop up in, Raymond.
Sure, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah, Joe Moore came down to Atlanta and he told me about her situation.
Yeah, well, you know, I know your heart, Kahan, so that sounds just like you.
How many of those the Liberate the Oppressed books? How many have you shipped out yet? I want to know how that's doing. I want to get a copy of that. That sounds pretty good.
It's been quite a few. I couldn't do it today because it's President's Day.
President's Day. Joey's got his own day.
And I try to go to the post office, and I realized I don't keep up with the holidays. So sometimes it kind of throws me for a card. So today I went to the post office with full of these books, and the door was locked. I was like, damn, oh yeah, it's President's Day. When I looked at the calendar. So I guess I have to do it tomorrow. Most High willing.
Yeah, it seems like the floodgates has opened here, Kahan.
Oh yeah. Just as we're about to go off, never fell, man. Low. We're about to go off. I've been on for almost 3 hours. I only intended to stay on maybe an hour and a half. Wow. Because I got to do that thing tomorrow night. But Dora was giving her testimony. And then finally Malachi, alas, gave his. Very powerful. And then what's his face? The guy that's AJ Scratch gave his what's going on, Brandon? Shalom. So Raymond, how was it for you?
It was good, man. Busy. Of course, you're being pulled at every side because when you're out of circulation for a couple of weeks, man, everybody wants you now. So it was good.
Worcester. I met a cure for them Worcester also.
Worcester. Oi, Worcester.
Worcester, Massachusetts. I got relatives up there.
Yeah.
That's
To get in
crazy,
the room, Dallas, you simply click on the link from a Google or Safari browser, depending on which type of platform, whether it's Windows or Mac. Anyone else have anything before we shut this down, man?
Khan. Shalom, everyone. Just want to briefly point out that Dora, your testimony was amazing. No need to cry or ask for forgiveness for that. You were passionate. You stood your ground. There was some chatter in the back about whether or not you were a secured party, but all that really shows is that you did your due diligence. You stood your ground. You showed yourself approved, and you got your remedy, all without being a creditor. So imagine what you could do once you got the rest of that Iron Woman suit on. In regards to the classes, that first class was fire, Tazadaq. In my life of education to this point, there have been very few times where I was having a good time and learning and felt that I was like at, the same level with my peers as far as wanting to learn the information and apply it. And so in that type of setting, the spirit moves on you and you love it. And you want to keep, you want to impress your peers, you want to impress the teacher, and you want to impress where this information is coming from, which of course is the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua. So, I look forward to the rest of the classes, and I look forward to seeing the rest of the peers there. That was great. The water.
Con. Yeah, the water. Even Raymond was there. And that was
man.
That was
Tell
astonishing.
you. Hey, I was doing all I could too to try to keep up with you young cats. I tell you, and I got to step up my game on my computer savviness too.
They
So
started to make all sorts of excuses. This is it. This is the thing that we're gonna have to take points off for. They started to make all sorts of excuses. One guy spent 20 minutes trying to get to the website just to download the documents when it took most people all a bit of what, a minute? This guy took 20 to 25 minutes.
Less than that. All you got to do is
I was able to get on the website, but I had a problem when I started trying to upload that document. But did you get my text, Kahan, about the excuse?
Oh yeah. I read that last night. But you wasn't uploading anything. You was just downloading it. The only thing you was doing is attaching your results or your test and then emailing it to me. Some of those I haven't had a chance to go through now. I'm so busy, man.
Yeah.
I'm just excited that I get to see Benaiah.
Yeah, I got to step my game up on that computer savviness.
Who's that? So they get excited they see Benaiah?
No, I said I'm just excited. I'm just excited that the high holy day close. So I get to see Benaiah again. Funny guy.
Benaiah doesn't even talk that much, man.
Yeah, that was funny guy, man.
Hey, my Junior's coming for Benaniah. I was going to put that out there. He's like, man, they better watch out on them push-ups.
Hey Malachi, I'm working on that logo. I had to take a lot of you know, I've been looking at a lot of videos on how to actually make a real logo, not just like a PowerPoint, you know, like a poster or something, like an actual logo emblem that you can really use, like the T-Doc logo with something on the images that you gave me.
Con the water, because and I'm gonna have to look into, like, you know, talk it over with Kahan about copyrights and stuff, because, you know, I'm only pulling creditor moves. If somebody take my idea, it's over for them.
Con.
Yeah, that class this weekend was very, very, very good. It was, I mean, the amount of folks that were engaged and a level of engagement where everybody was being pushed. You know, Tazadaq didn't leave anybody out, even though, you know, some did try to, you know, stay a little bit quiet based on my observation. But, you know, he made sure everyone understood or had some level of understanding of the information. And he's gonna, I mean, you paid for it, you paid for the instructions, so he's putting it on you, you know, whether you like it or not. You know, so it was great. He did an excellent job at the instruction, and also at the with the testing material as well. It wasn't hard by any means, especially if you were you know, if you were paying attention. But it was enjoyable.
Con, we actually went over everything that they given. One half was open book, and the other one was multiple choice that we covered the day before.
Yep. Yeah, that first test was easy. The 12 questions, that gets your confidence level up.
Yeah, because we went over that. We went over that the day before. We gave you all of the answers with it right on the screen. I'm thinking, damn, did people take like phone shots of this, man? Most of them got a 100. You know, they might snap. You know, I'll just read it from now on. You know what I mean? They probably was writing the answers down. I'll mix it up a little bit, man.
I'm bummed I missed it.
Yeah, but the open book thing, that's what they was going way over the time. They couldn't find it.
Yeah,
I actually gave them the questions in a chronological order. Now imagine that if that was one of the thicker books.
Oh yeah, it's definitely going to be a challenge, but well worth it. Well worth getting the right information.
The good thing is they're really learning this. You know what I mean? Cool. They're really learning it, and then they'll know how to apply it in a real life situation. And since there's a time limit, that's the pressure, like the judge trying to put pressure on you.
Con, and I don't know if you already have this in mind for your curriculum, but I think it'd be a great idea to do a role-playing segment. That'd be fun.
Yeah. I've done that at several. Matter of fact, Yasha Bean was involved in some of those.
Okay.
And he was doing the role play. Yeah, we've done several of those in-person role plays. The judge, the bailiff, you know, the plaintiff, the defendant. Yeah, it got kind of interesting. Hey, Yasha Bean, when those two females that got mad and left.
That was wild. They came there talking real sweet at first until they got cut about you know, your clothes show like what your brand is, and without speaking, you're speaking. And they just interrupted. He didn't even ask any questions. They putting their hand up in there, interrupting the class. I don't think that's necessarily true. Now, in my mind, so the hell what? You know, we didn't even get through the slide all the way, and yeah, they couldn't make it.
Yeah, they were damn near naked. They got mad and left. Okay, shalom. Have a nice day. To the room.
And they're the ones that had the tight skirts, the makeup, the lace fronts, the high heels. So they were just like, you know.
It's from the ghetto.
They got the hell up out of there. Everyone was agreeing, man, and that kind of turned it up on them. They got lit. They got lit, man, and left.
Now, hey, there's a lady in the room. We like to look nice.
Nah, even the ladies, even the ladies was saying, yeah, he's right. Even the ladies.
Yeah, if you go over, if he goes over that slide, you're gonna agree as well. You know, clothes give off a vibration. You know, and that's what really the subject matter was.
That's what it was.
They just personalized it, and
to them
attacked, and they couldn't stand the reading of the PowerPoint.
Well, they knew what they were doing.
And
I gave them the analogy that when Barack Obama was selected, not elected as president, when he was selected, if he came, when they say, ladies and gentlemen, the president of the United States, if he came out with his pants sagging all the way down his ass, with his boxers or briefs showing his ass crack, and a big thick Flavor Flav gold chain, people would have had no trust in it. So that proves that clothes give a particular imagery, and people judge you based on how you dress. That first impression. They can say they don't, but they really do. You would have never looked at him the same if he came out like that. So it's the same with the woman. When a woman is dressed half nude, she's making a statement, and she knows it. A woman knows how she looks when she goes out. So whether she admits it or not is irrelevant. She's making a statement when she dressed a certain way. And so she's treated as such.
When his britches are showing up, it's like, yo, 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 right?
Yeah, right? Yeah. Yep. And that right there is just someone that has not matured. There's no way to justify anything like that to me. And then to make it worse, they sag with skinny jeans. Are you serious? You got skinny jeans on, you're sagging. You can hardly walk. You're stiff. Your damn legs can't hardly move. And you're sagging. Okay, cool,
one of the things, Kahan, too, that really just dumbfounds me is the fact that I see guys 40 and 50 years old out here doing this stuff, man. I just can't understand that. I just can't understand it.
Yeah, my sons and daughters point that out at the store all the time, and I just shake my head.
Yeah, I seen a guy that literally he looked like he was 60, late 60s. He was sagging, and I mean, he was inside a Whole Foods store right in front of me. I mean, and I felt embarrassed because of the way. No, because there was a few other people of different nations, and the way that they was looking at him, it made me feel embarrassed. I'm like, damn, why in the hell does this guy have to be of my nation? He's an old ass man sagging his damn pants, man, all the way down to his ass. Got his hat turned around backwards. I just, damn, man, you can't even tell the damn. If he turned around backwards, you couldn't tell him from a teenager. That's a mentality that they had. He turned around and there's this guy like he's about 65, 70.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is sad.
Real.
That's sad.
Very real. Now, what the hell can he teach a young boy about being a man?
Not a dang thing.
That's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny, but it's true. They, clothes carry a certain vibration. When a man puts on a dress, the man starts to act effeminate. There's no way around it. When you don't behave the same way when you put on a suit, a shirt and tie as you do when you have on jeans and so on and so forth. You carry yourself a little differently then. You act different. You're not going to put on would you go and jump in a pool and swim with a damn 3-piece suit on? You wouldn't feel right. It's not meant for that. It carries a certain vibration, man. That's why they put little boys and makeup and all of that and dress them up, put them in a damn dress and say, "Oh, he's so cute." They put an effeminate spirit on that boy.
Child abuse.
Yeah.
And you're right, Taz, when you say things like that carry spirits behind them. And most people can't comprehend or even understand how that really works.
Come on. That carries vibrations. You begin to behave differently, man, when you put certain clothes on. This is where the Most High says in Deuteronomy 22:5, a man should not wear that which pertaineth unto a woman, neither should a woman put on a man's garment, for all that do so, it is an abomination. So everyone that does it is cross-dressing. You know, like Will Smith's son and daughter, they cross-dress.
But I think too, there's an agenda with that because of the fact that they are so much into the public that this is something that the powers that be is actually using to perpetrate against our people, because they know that that is a platform that affects the masses. So now let's introduce this. The same thing with, I think Magic Johnson has a son or something like that. Same thing.
Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, Dwayne Wade. So this is a perpetrated agenda that they're using to have an influence on the up and coming generation.
Yeah, we could embrace that as a scapegoat, but ultimately it all goes back to the unit of family.
Oh,
If the family structure was actually in place,
amen.
despite what they put out front, it would not be able to go forth. The reason that they're able to do this is because they destroyed the unit of family. And that's what I brought out early. That's one of the planks of Marxism, is to destroy the unit of family. Because if you could destroy a family, you could destroy a nation. So every woman that has actually embraced this philosophy of liberation and feminist, she's catering to the destruction of the American family, and she's assisting in tearing down the nation with her liberated thinking. Yes.
Can I share?
Go ahead.
So when I went back to what our governor is doing, the critical in the education system,
not our governor. What the governor's doing, not our governor.
She's here. Critical race. You can go on to thecriticalrace.com, and this is what they are indoctrinating our teachers to do, this transgender agenda curriculum. And it's being taught in our local school districts, this critical race theory. They've got it all written out on what they want these teachers unions to indoctrinate our children. Do you feel like a boy or do you feel like a girl? And do you feel like this? And do you feel like that? And I'm like, you got no place talking to my child about any of that. They're here for academics and academics only. This is really going on in every educational system. And this is one of the things that I'm going to battle with the school board over here about. Is that your curriculum? Because I got a problem with it. All together have a problem with it. There is no way you're going to be teaching my child, do you feel like a girl? Do you feel like a boy? Do you feel like a nothing? Because transgender, we know what God created. Man and woman, get it through your thick heads. Don't be trying to make us all neutral so you guys can do anything you want to us. We're not neutral.
Well, the seed of the whole matter of this is Hasatan himself, because his son, just as you said, Kahan, his objective is to tear down the structure of what Yahweh has instituted, and that is the family. He's the orchestrator of the family. So what else would he attempt than to tear that down. Now, as far as the direction that these things are going in, the goal too of the powers that be is to try to institute what they call a genderless, moralist society.
Absolutely.
That's what their goal is, because even in that now, again, the seat being Hasatan to tear down what Yahweh has created.
Again, we could sit here and we could actually look for a scapegoat, but that's not going to liberate us from the guiltiness that it goes back to the unit of family. If the family was where it should be, see, we can't complain about what they're going to not teach our sons and daughters, yet we send them into the public school. The public school is a governmental benefit. A public school is a benefit that you're getting from the government. It became abundantly clear that a lot of people use the school system for a daycare center so that they could go to work. Because you see, when the pandemic hit, they said, hey, they need to get back in school. I don't have anyone to watch my children. They was using it for a daycare center. You had Jake saying, I'll be glad when they open these schools back up. They use it for a daycare center, and they use it to feed their children, because many of these children don't have food at home. This is where they get free lunch. Well, nothing's free. If you ask for a governmental benefit, there is a repercussion. There is something else that the de facto would take from your life each time that you ask for a benefit. So how do we fix this? You fix it by everyone playing their respective role. The man playing his role, and the woman allowing the man to be a man, and her stop taking on so much masculine energy, saying, oh yeah, he could do it, I could do it too. It doesn't work that way. It's not what the Creator says. It's not supposed to be a competition. Why don't you try being a help me? Why don't you try something different? Instead of listening to the program that's been written into your cerebral cortex, try something different. You'd be surprised how things turn out. Liberal 360. You've been in here for a while. I haven't heard you say anything. Liberal 360. How might I help you? Liberal 360, are you still there? I see you present in the room. I'm the paramount security interest holder for all property and collateral, both registered and unregistered, belonging to the defendant, Tazadaq Shah. How may I help you, Liberal 360? Okay, Liberal 360, if you don't have anything to say, we're going to go ahead and remove you from the room. I conditionally accept your offer to remain silent in this forum.
I think
Well,
he went
that's nothing to say. Shalom.
He went through door 3. Silence, dishonor.
Yeah, that's acquiescence.
Come on.
He agreed to be removed from the room.
I told the magistrate I was master, not mister, and he didn't know how to take it.
Magistrate is not a judge. They don't have the capacity of a judge. Ever look up the word magistrate? It's not a judge. And that's what California have out there. There's very few judges in California. They're mostly all magistrates. Define the word magistrate in a law dictionary. That's not a judge.
It's an
Words.
actor.
This is why I'm always talking about aphasia. Words, man, comprehending the words. Yeah, Raymond. So I contend that we when we fix ourselves, then the system will actually fix itself. When we fix the things within us, then we'll begin to fix the things externally. See, our number one problem is trying to always blame some external source for our shortcomings when our real problems lie within. When we fix ourselves, then the things around us will actually begin to change. Truth. We got to look at ourselves. We're always looking for something externally, or someone externally to blame for our shortcomings. It's easy, right? It's easier that way, because when we got to look inside, we don't like to do that because it's dark inside. There's no light. We look outside, it's light. We could blame someone. It was Malachi's fault. If Malachi never gave me that app, I would have never designed it like that. It was his fault. Now it was Benaya's fault. He's the one that told me to come to the gym with her. I didn't know he was going to want me to do that. It's always someone else's fault. Now it's Yashabim's fault. Because of his name, I got on the damn crack pipe again. Instead of saying, beam me up, Scotty, and take me away. It's always someone's fault. No, it's always someone's fault except for our own. But the moment that we realize, when we started assuming responsibility, that's when change occurs.
That's exactly it.
And
I've heard the old saying too, that when you pointing your finger out at pointing at someone else, you got three pointing back right at you.
Con,
Spiritual message at all things.
It's a trip. I like to ask a lot of people if they even perceive warfare upon us, especially on the family unit. And most people kind of shrug it off and say, "Oh, it's just mostly the times changing. It's just we're evolving, this and that." And then I have to ask them, "Well, how is this quote evolution unquote? How has it been equitable for you and everyone else around you? As you can see, there are more urban outdoorsmen outside in your cities. People are more and more confused about themselves every day. Even when they look down, you can see what body parts they have. There are people who are putting, the opposite gender clothing on their children and, putting makeup on them, thinking that's just fun and that's just a part of being a kid. And for me, it's worse with so-called adopted kids. I'll walk down the street sometimes and I'll see families with different races.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Oh, you're right.
The
You're
video
right.
down.
Con. Forgive me, YouTube. Let me retract that statement. But yeah, it's just people are just going with the motions and going with the waves without perceiving the effects that it's having on an immediate level, but also the next generation level. I remember when wearing leggings just by themselves was considered underwear. Like my dad would never allow my sisters to answer the door with leggings on. And now it's just common wear to go outside. I remember when women would wear sweatpants, like baggy clothing to the gyms. And now that's like, I have to give a damn near a round of applause for a woman wearing a dress outside. It's insane. And, like I said, most of these people, they're so-called educated and they think, well, it's just normal. It's just normal. It's what everyone else is doing. Let's blame China for COVID, instead of blaming ourselves for not managing our own health. It's so easy.
Right. So I asked the question then that, what is it then? And this is a question. What is it that causes such things to rest on the conscience of a man to put forth such a thing?
On what man? The man is wicked. You know what it is.
Exactly.
It's the spirit of Satan.
Exactly.
Those are the children of perdition, the children of hell.
Exactly. And that was really the point that I was making, is these things comes to rest on the conscience of a man. It comes from somewhere, and it is wickedness. It is Satan himself. But what the thing about that though is, because of the immaturity level of a person, they allow these things to come in.
Well, I don't know that they allow them to come in. I think they come in because the scriptures say that when the unclean spirit leaves a man, if that man does not fill his house with the spirit of Yahushua, that spirit comes back, and that spirit brings 7 other unclean spirits with it. And the latter condition of that man is worse than it was before.
God.
Can I share?
Liberal 360. Once again, the floor is yours. You kind of look like Ving Rhames. You have anything to say?
Actually, I'm just listening. I had a few questions, but I know that you're a teacher, and so I don't want to bombard you. I don't want to bombard you with a bunch of questions.
Okay, I can hear you. Say that again, brother.
I said I know you're a teacher, and I just don't want to bombard you with a bunch of questions.
Oh no, I'm just a facilitator.
Okay.
I facilitate. A teacher's different. A teacher generally, they give you information and they want you to clone everything that they do. Otherwise, they have a curriculum and you must follow that curriculum. You can't think for yourself. If you think outside of the box with a teacher, you're going to fail the course because the teacher is given a specific curriculum by a dean. Whereas a facilitator says, here, this is what I know. Take what's right for it from you, and then what's not, just let it go. That removes all contention. I just facilitate information.
Well, I just wanted to say I've been off and on. I've been following you for years. And
how many years? Like a year, 2 years, 3 years?
No, I think I found you on YouTube probably, I would say somewhere around 2008 or 10. Yeah.
Let me ask you this, man. How many of my books do you have? I always ask this when people say they've been following me. Watch this, Yashabin. Watch this.
You know the answer to that. I don't have any of your books.
See that?
You ain't following nobody.
That's why he got questions, man. He been following me longer than I've been following.
Come on, you guys. Give me a break.
You've been following me. Yeah, I'm giving you a break, man. I'm giving you the truth.
Just because I don't have your book
doesn't mean the truth, good brother.
Yeah, that's why I'm not going to bombard you with a bunch of questions, because a lot of it over the years I've learned and understood, and I've never been in a position to actually use that information. That's all.
Yeah. No one actually has come on here and asked me any questions. This forum is not for that. We're kind of like, I guess we're doing like an open forum, but yeah, the questions, I'm not here to entertain those.
Exactly.
Pretty much everyone's actually been. Actually, I started off talking about people registering for UOSPC, and then Dora came in and gave her testimony. Then Malachi spoke very briefly, and we kind of just opened it up after that.
Yeah, I understand. That's why I'm really not going to ask you
brother. And I don't even know you. This is the first time you made yourself known. I haven't heard a peep from you, man. In all those years.
Because I listen.
You come on here looking like Ving Rhames. I thought you were Ving Rhames, man.
Because I just listen, and I take the information that
Okay, that means you know everything then. A good listener is the best conversationist.
Yeah, I don't know everything. It's just I'm learning still. I've had some issues, with health and life, and just off and on. I've just been trying to gain this knowledge. I've listened to Moors. I've listened to Hebrew Israelites. I've listened to you. I've listened to the creditor process, the A for V, things of that nature. and I just haven't been in a position to actually use it. But I find it very interesting that people don't understand the difference between the public and the private. Even when I speak to my parents, who been through the system, retired, and things of that nature, they seem to not understand what I'm talking about. I mean, I have relatives that work directly with Alan Greenspan, and they still don't understand the public and the private. But, I forget the brother's name. He says he's just at a point where he's just not going to explain it to anyone anymore because they're just not ready to hear or listen or even capable, to understand, the process that you're speaking about. Most people aren't able to even write above a third grade, education. And, for you to be able to articulate what you want on paper and to be able to have it read properly and understood properly, most people can't do that. They just don't want to do it. They get presentments in the mail. They don't want to A for V. Like I heard you say, they don't want to change their status. They don't want to do, these steps to become an adult and stop acting like a child. So, so that's why I sit and I listen and I make sure my sword is going to be sharp. Because when I come out, I'm going to come out cutting, playing.
Man, that's Ving Rhymes, man. I told you that was Ving Rhymes.
So, I just
look at him, man. That's Ving Rhymes. Benaya.
I've been accused of worse, man.
Look at his face. Benaya, that's Ving Rhymes, man. You say you've been accused of worse, brother?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not an accusatory statement, man. You don't have to come on and try and disguise yourself, though, man.
No, man. No.
It's Ving Rhymes, man.
That's the actor
Irving Ramsey's.
from
Ving Rhymes, man, from New York.
Yeah. Well,
remember Baby Boy, Benaya?
Oh, that's dude who choked out
Yeah, that's Ving Rhymes.
Yeah, with the bald head. Yeah.
That's Marcellus Wallace
right now,
from
man.
Pulp Fiction.
That's crazy.
That's who they're just talking right now. Ving Rhymes, man.
Yeah. Same tribe.
He was choking the hell out of
Tell me that's not him, man. That's why they're laughing. They know it's him.
People love the stairs, Leroy.
I didn't know that was his name. That's funny. That's funny.
You got it.
Yashavi. That's Ving Rhymes.
You got me.
You go ahead and change his damn voice up, man.
Okay, you guys got history. Can I share?
You got
What's going on, baby boy?
Dr. Peter Benton from ER.
Dude.
You got it.
He put his picture there real quick. He put his live video there real quick.
Marcus from Bringing Out the Dead.
Yeah, man, it's time to go ahead. Yeah, man, everybody's saying Pharaoh's wife saying what's UOSPC? That's the University of Secure Party Creditor. That's Ving Rhymes, man. Come on and change his damn voice. He got a deep voice, man. Hey, what's up, baby boy?
Can I share?
Sure, I'm gonna rewatch that movie.
Can I share?
Are you guys bullying me? Because I don't
Betcha.
appreciate it.
Can I
Bullying.
You are
Bullying.
capable of sharing. May you share is a different question.
Okay, so let's get back onto the wardrobes.
Uh-oh.
I was raised by a man who had 8 children and took in 6 grandchildren from the foster care system. And if we were to come out of the bathroom as a female amongst all of the males, undressed, I'm just telling you, all hell would have broke loose. So that didn't happen. We were taught modesty. We were taught principles. We were taught those things. So the saggy pants, the inappropriate dressing, you weren't getting out of the house looking like that. Period. So I just want to clear the air on a few things of what's acceptable and what's not, and where we've come. What's the picture for? Is that your buddy?
No, the guy.
Somebody's hiding himself.
You're missing it, Dora. The guy that was on here, I was saying.
Oh, he took off?
No, he just came off. He left when I put his picture up.
Yeah.
When I put his acting photos up, he left.
Oh, okay. Mr. Liberal Man?
Yeah, the liberal guy. He left. Ving Rhymes, a.k.a. Ving Rhymes. Baby boy.
Did he really attend one of your seminars?
No. This guy's an actor, Ving Rhymes. The guy that was just on here.
That was him?
Well, he left now.
Yeah.
He left real quick. I started putting his images out.
That was legitimately that actor?
Look like him. Look completely like him, man.
He's in the chat.
Boy.
All right, I missed it. I'm too busy in our conversation. I'm not paying attention to faces and all that.
There was no conversation except for that guy for like 10 minutes.
Right. Yeah, we was just talking about him. That's what you said. What she said we was doing to him?
Bullying.
He said met you in New
Yeah, you
York.
said we
and
was
all
bullying
that.
you. We was talking about him. We was talking about the guy that was on here.
He was in
Did you
that
see his face?
Oh, I seen his face.
Pulp Fiction too. That's where he's in that Pulp
Yeah, it's
Fiction movie
Marcel
too.
Willis, man.
Oh, that's right. Yep. Does he look like a you know what? Then why you effing him like one?
Dominique got a question in the
Dominique? How come
Yeah.
Dominique always show up so damn late, man? What Dominique, man? Yeah, I'm Dominique. Hey, Dominique always show up hours late when we're almost done. Come with a question, man.
Yeah,
How long do
I actually just got home.
Man, we've been on here for 3 hours and Dominique come with a question, man. Are you serious?
Yeah, it's late for that. But today was a really good day, family. Yeah, today was a really good day. All I need to do is work one more day, and I'm good for the rest of the week. Time to get ready for the high holy day.
Well, Beamer, you need to catch a plane and come out here and give me a hand.
Yeah, man.
I was telling Kahan I come out of hibernation today, and boy, I tell you, they was pulling at me from every side.
Oh yeah, I believe it. This summer is gonna be wild. Since the winter was so dang on busy, but yeah, man.
Yeah, we're doing
Baby boy wanted to cry for his mama in that scene.
Hey, Ving Rhymes straighten him out though, man. Yeah, he needed that man in his life. His mom couldn't handle him.
Exactly.
It's true. Choke the hell out of him.
Part of the vetting process. for
Dominique just donated for all of the books, man. I paid for all of the books. I see your order, Dominique. Was that your question? I see your order just came through. Damn,
I think she wants to know how much the packet is. She's put how long the packet is.
Who?
Nah, she was asking how long does she have to pay for the packet?
Yeah, you
How
should
long
have
does
some
she have?
for the completed for the course is done. Dominique, I just seen you place the order for the books. Damn, man. I melt all of them, man, for the box.
So what's the next book we're going to be going over? Is it Commercial Warfare?
Commercial Warfare.
Is it going to be the 3rd edition?
No, it's only 2 editions in there.
Oh, you got me tripping. I was like, what? Hold up. I was like, I got this book. Oh, well. Okay.
Yeah, there's no 3rd edition. Just a second.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Dominique, I see your order. Damn, I gotta go ahead and fill out some things, man. A couple people ordered books.
Can you put the books
Yeah,
in the
Kahan,
chat?
I'm gonna put an order
so I
in for
can
that book
click those?
probably tomorrow.
He's got a special on the books right now. People should get it. Especially Vin Rames, you should get the special, the book special. You should hop on that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I don't have that Commercial Warfare. I'll probably put the order in either tonight or in the morning, Kahan, so I have it hopefully by the week.
and Dora, if you go on the website and go to shop,
I posted it there several times, like at least 5 times already.
Oh, okay.
Post it again.
Scroll up to the chat, you'll find the links to the. There's also a special he's got for the next 24 weeks. You can get, I think I calculated $350 off the top.
250 off.
Yeah, that's a good
Oh,
deal.
wow. Oh, yeah, y'all getting it good.
For some reason, I can't click the link. That's the issue.
You gotta click it from YouTube, not here.
Oh,
you gotta click
gotcha.
You guys need to sell your Xboxes and buy the books.
No, she could click it up from YouTube, not from the StreamYard.
Thank you.
You're gonna need to sell your Nintendo Switches, buy the books. Get rid of your PlayStations, buy the books.
I concur.
Like, how many people are paying for like cable news subscription or something stupid? Like, get something useful in your lives. Come on, something that's actually gonna benefit you.
Where were you at, Carefoot?
I got excuses.
Oh, yeah.
You say you got excused.
It's inexcusable to miss one of these things, to be honest. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I got a lot of time to study now. That used to be my favorite book back in the day. Commercial Warfare.
Yeah, it was the first book I ordered.
What made me want to get it was someone in the chat saying that it was just this solid gold. I was like, well, I like solid gold. Gotta get it. And here in Canada, like I like to open all the books up, and then like I like to make my own kind of, especially when I'm dealing with commercial presentment. So like I like to have different ideas and thoughts to deal with it. And there is lots of good information in there that you're not going to find anywhere else. It's pretty good stuff. You know, Marcel Wallace wants to see all our faces. I'm honored.
Hmm.
Well, I'm glad University of Secure Party Creditor finally came into existence. I thought you were talking about this 2 years ago. I felt like it's been a while.
I don't ever remember him advertising it, but I did see it on the website. Tazadaq, you advertised that before? Because when I used to comb the website a lot. I remember asking him about it personally, but I don't ever remember him advertising it in any of your videos.
He mentioned it in like I swear 2 years ago that he was working on it. So this is 2 years in the making.
I mean, you say finally like you wanted to be a part, but I didn't see you there this weekend, so I'm a little bit confused, Carefoot.
Oh, I wish to be there. I don't know. I wouldn't say I want to be. I wish to be.
Advertising what, y'all should be?
The university.
You said you don't remember me advertising it?
Well, Carefoot said something about 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, no, he's right. I was going to do it about 2 years ago. I didn't do it. I said I didn't have enough time, so I took it off the website. He's right. It was there.
Yeah, I missed that. I remember seeing it, but I don't remember it being advertised.
No, I never. Yeah, a couple times on Facebook, I believe I did. Yeah, and I took it down. That's why that emblem was still always on the website.
Gotcha.
On the SPC page.
But he was saying finally, I figured he'd be there. So maybe next week.
Maybe he's along though.
Is it your mom, Carefoot?
No.
I wish my mom would let me do a 2-day seminar at her house. That'd be great. Oh, that'd be good. I don't have internet where I live right now, actually, and I come out here to the net cafe, so I always got people playing Counter-Strike around me. It's not exactly a place to study. I'm paying like $6 or $5 an hour just to use the internet out here. So
I'm going to go ahead and send this updated email on a high holy day. Catch you guys, most high willing, on the Bible study tomorrow evening. Shalom, family.
Gone. Shalom, Yashbin.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Yeah, the whole packet is for
Yo, Ray, you're cutting out.
for books is concerned, but I don't see where I can individually. I got all of it. I think 2 of the books. How about now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, now you're clear.
I'm having a problem with the connection again. Having
No.
trouble connecting. This is often caused by. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, you're doing good. You're doing good.
Yeah, I was saying that I'm only missing 2 of the books, but I only see out there on the website where it's just giving you the option for the full packet. I don't see the individual books.
Are you under the shop subheading?
Yeah. Yep.
If you can you see
hear me?
the flash drives? Con, I can hear you.
No, I don't even see that now. I saw the flash drives earlier. Hold on. Oh, okay, yeah. Now I see right next to one of the flash drive, Creditor moves secrets of private banking. Right next to that is there's the books for 1,205. But I don't see where you can get the books individually. And I see the University
It is there,
SPC
Raymond.
discount.
You just gotta scroll down further. The individual books are there. I gave
I'm
a
going down.
demonstration of this
I'm
earlier.
Yeah.
Dominique, are you still on the call? Dominique, so just like Benaya,
Oh, okay.
hold on, Raymond. Dominique, just like Benaya, I have the older version of the corporation, so I'm not gonna send that. I'm gonna send all of the other books except the corporation, and then when they finish printing the newer one and mail it to me, then I'll mail that one to you. That's why I haven't mailed out Benaya's order yet. I don't want to send the old copy of the corporation. I want to send the revised one. So you found it, Raymond, or no? You just simply scroll down further.
Yeah, there should be a load more button if you don't see him.
Yeah, it was a little thing in the center thing saying load more. I didn't see that at first. Yeah, it was real small on my screen. I didn't see it. I got it.
Right? If you're on a desktop, it's simple. It's right ahead. On the phone, it's different. But you would just go right there to the shop page.
Thank you.
And then there's the books. And you go down here, you see that? Load more. Right there. Click on that, more item flows. Here's the individual books.
You make this site yourself?
Yep.
So what's new in the third edition of Commercial Warfare?
Well, I mean, yeah, I've added some
I
things
got it.
there. What's that, Raymond?
No, I'm on.
Hey, Ving Rhymes went over there and got in the chat room now, since we found out who he was.
Go ahead.
And what happened to Dora? She left?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, she fell out.
I think she went to the website and probably clicked out of this.
I said that I'm on my new laptop. Still learning.
Let me fill these things out, man. So
Put up in a new tab. I'm learning.
Hey, Dominique, remember to shoot me an email or something when the new book come in to remind me to ship you one, because it's not going to ship with these things tomorrow, most I will. I'll write it somewhere, but it's always good to have a reminder.
Can we order it now? Is it orderable? It's on the site. Hold on. I shouldn't be asking. I should look.
Oh, okay. I see the registration right here. Pay as you go. Yeah, con.
Okay, I see it now. $200 for the Corporation Revised 2021 edition. All right. Here we go. 2 + 5 = Allahim. Oh yeah. Looks good, man. Okay, we'll have to get that. I'm gonna have to get the plug and Liberate the Oppressed. That's gonna have to be my next 3 books. And I remember you saying you were going to do an updated version of Edom versus Khazaria. Is that still true or no? Just laugh.
Can't find it, right, Raymond?
What was that, Con?
So you can't find it. I ran out of
Yeah, you said commercial warfare is the next one. That's the one I'm ordering.
no. That's what Dwayne said.
What?
All right. All right. What is the next book in the class?
Raymond travels to Kmart to get boxer shorts.
I already did that.
Do
I
it
know
again.
that book inside now.
Yeah, get it again. Get
In
it
an,
again.
in an
You
orange
know,
jumpsuit.
it's ironic that you said that too, because I stayed up after class and whatnot, and I started going through the inflictions of commerce again.
It's good, man. That's how you get it down for real, man. Real talk.
Yeah.
Man, you know, I used to stay up until, late at night until the damn sunrise learning this stuff. Commerce, man, when you start learning it, it's like you can't stop. You get this like insatiable desire to keep learning more because your mind is so blown that they would do this stuff to you. At least that's how I was. They really do this to us. And then when you learn it, you get a point that you get good of it, they're in trouble.
I remember you said not to try to memorize all these UCC codes, but I look at it, I'm like, all the articles, I'm like, kind of
Nick
want to get
Cheerful.
into it.
Master Kerfoot. He come up with the most exquisite names. He keeps drawing.
I didn't come up with this one. This one was given to me, the master title. I never would have picked it. It's too much. It would be too much for me to pick it. I didn't copy that last part.
Hey, Ving Rhymes came back.
I'm back.
So I guess, man, should bring this to an end now, man.
All right.
It's been going on long enough.
So we don't.
Get some sleep, man. Got to do a Bible study tomorrow. Who's doing the Bible study tomorrow, man? Who's gonna be the instructor?
What time does it start?
8:30, as usual. 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. And real men and the women that love them, Talking That Talk podcast at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Most High willing, we'll see you then. Shalom.
Shalom.